In my jammies. I've got a sweater because it's cold on. I'm putting on my lipstick. You guys want to know why? Papa Jim is staying downstairs. He's not coming up with me. He wanted everybody to know that he's messing with his meat. He's grilling steaks for himself tonight. And we got a lot done today. I don't know if anybody's going to join me in here or not. That's okay. I might grab something to crochet. I might just relax while I'm up here and see what I can get done. But look, I want to show you something. Look. I don't know if you can see it. Oh no, look, 998 subscribers. 998 subscribers. I'm trying to maintain composure. I'm trying to remain calm. I'm going to post our number 998. Anticipation. Okay, so this is impromptu going live, by the way. I didn't plan it. I did tell, who was it? Oh, it was Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307 that when I got to where I just needed 5 more YouTube family members before I go upstairs and go in my jammies for a slumber party live. Hello, Papa Jim. You playing with your meat down there, getting it all seasoned and getting ready to go on the grill there, getting your steaks ready. He wanted to make steaks tonight, so I'm just kind of staying out of it. I let him do his own thing when it comes to the meat because I don't eat it. I'm rambling, aren't I? It's because I'm being goofy. Thank you, Andale. Welcome. Let's do an update. Now, I'm not doing this to beg for anybody to throw stuff out there and get me subscribers. I want my subscribers to be organic. I don't want getting people to come in here just to get me over the threshold and then have them leave. Let me do an update. 998. So, but that's okay. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. But I thought maybe I'll just come up here. I'll crochet. I'll chat with my friends. I'll just hang out up here in my lovely craft room where I love to be. And then I'll get a little chair dance action going. When we hit the 1K, I'll spin around in my chair and act all silly. I liked and shared. Thank you, Andale. I really was serious, though. I'm not looking for people to drum up subs. I'm wanting it to be organic. Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm and I, Garden of Twitty. Welcome to the channel, Garden of Twitty. I'm Alicia, and I see you're a friend of Miss Andale's, and any friend of Miss Andale's is a friend of mine. So we're just coming on here impromptu live because we're going to be full of anticipation and celebration and maybe some chair dancing. I kind of feel like that gopher on Caddyshack. That's what I look like. But I told Lisa, just listening, y'all, about to head home from the park. Oh, well, safe travels. Are you walking or will you be driving, riding a bike? What kind of park? Inquiring minds want to know. Of course, you're not going to be able to type because you said you're just listening, Garden of Twitty, and you're welcome to share your name if you don't mind sharing it. I promise you, by tomorrow I will forget, unless you come hang out with us more. 998. If you missed our live earlier tonight, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, this woman's crazy. Now she's got a stuffed dog. She thinks it's real." If you joined Papa Jim and I earlier today, we stuffed my cupcake. Papa Jim stuffed my muffin, and that is our piñata, where we stuff money into a piñata every Saturday for our future travels. And then we chose a location of where we anticipate going. We're letting a spinny carnival wheel choose our destination for us. And today it chose Mount Rushmore yet again. We will be doing this for 26 weeks. And so we will have 26 entries into where we go from those 5 locations. So we'll get a few Mount Rushmores in there maybe. Hey, country mama walking park. The nephew was playing with drones. Oh, how fun. That is a lot of fun. Let's see, Mount Rushmore is an option, and I know we've got a few entries for Mount Rushmore. Mrs. Queen, thank you. Welcome to the Anticipation Celebration Party. I'm in my jammies. I've got my wiener with me, and we're just waiting to see what happens. So let's check. Where are we? No changes. So location number 2 on our spinny wheel of locations is Mackinac Island, Michigan. So that looks like a really neat place. You go over on a little ferry boat, and there's no cars on the island at all, only horse-drawn carriages and bicycles, or you walk. And it's really neat. And so we might end up going there. And I know that our spinning wheel has chosen that location a couple times. We've done this 11 weeks now. Hello, Barb's Country Home. Thank you. We're not there yet. Holding our breath in anticipation. And then another location that we have on our spinning wheel is Branson, Missouri. And I know we've hit that one at least once, I think. So Branson, Missouri, that would be a fun place to go. Hit refresh. Oh, I am. I'm hitting refresh. I've got it on. I have my YouTube studio open on my phone. So I've been hitting refresh. No change there yet. Let me go over here. Let's see what this says if I just switch over here and go to my dashboard and refresh on my dashboard on my laptop. See, it's the same. It's the same. Hey, Paul's Green Space, welcome, welcome. We're having an evening in my pajamas with my wiener for a little bit of anticipation celebration. Everyone is well in this household. How about you, Paul? And I am taking it upon high authority that everybody in the chat is indeed well and feeling good. I was sharing with, I've got more destinations to tell you about while I'm telling you about our little destination cupcake piñata stuffing that this is why we have our little dog. Location number 4 is Nashville, Tennessee. So I've got some really fun places picked out if we end up going to Nashville on our trip. And then our final location that might be available to us based on our spinny wheel is Chicago by train. So some places we'll be driving. One place we'll be taking the Amtrak. We chose this for our first big budgeting thing like this. We chose a location that was within a certain number of miles from our home. We chose a radius, and we chose locations within that radius. We don't want to go too far out our first time doing this. We didn't want to set our expectations too high and then not get the funds that we needed. So we set it up, and every week we spin 2 wheels for money and 1 wheel for the destination. And the wheels for money are labeled 1 through 50, and the next wheel is 51 through 100, and we spin it, and whatever money we get that shows up there, we shove it into a piñata, a cupcake piñata. You're stuck at 233 at the moment. Well, we'll see if we can get you some more, Paul. Everybody who's in the chat, if you don't know who Paul is, head on over to his page in a little while or on a separate tab. Oh. Look, I got somebody watching out for me. You guys ready? 999. Look, you know what, guys? This has been, oh my goodness. Let me see. November 2020 was when we started this. So this has taken us November to December, January, February, March. It's taken us about 16 months to hit this milestone. I still have, I don't know, maybe 450 watch hours left to get, but I'm dedicated to staying here in my jammies. Are you 1,000, Paul? Thank you, Paul. I will be over to your house soon. Whoa! Where's Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm? She should be in here. Hello, Lynette. 1,000 subscribers. I'm in my jammies. I've got my weenie dog. His name is Colonel Mustard. And we are celebrating that after 16 months of dedication and fun videos and fun lives and goofy moments and turkeys and chickens and pigs and canning and baking and coffee chats and country mama quickies with guest stars, we have reached that big, huge milestone, 1,000. And that is thanks to a few in the chat here. And Paul was number 1,000. Guys, go out and check his channel out. Help him get to his next milestone. I think that would be great. Yeah, and pickles. Oh my gosh, pickles. Did we can pickles this last year? No kidding. No less than 75 jars of pickles went into my pantry this year. If I see another cucumber, I wasn't going to do cucumbers again this gardening season because there's nowhere for me to put any more pickles in the pantry. But I decided to go ahead and put a couple plants in for my chickens because they love them so much. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Whoop, whoop. I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate you being number 1,000. Paul, go to my, I want to make sure this goes right. Thank you, Joe. Paul, do you have an email on your channel? Do you have an email on your About page? If you do, I'm going to write you and we'll get you set up for one adventure ticket to Team Weenie Watchers. It's $5 value. One ticket to Team Weenie Watchers to one of our adventures. And that is where we go on some smaller travels, not the big travels, but we go on some smaller travels. We take our little wiener dog, Colonel Mustard, with us, and I send out postcards. So, and it's $5 for an adventure pass that you can get a ticket to so that you can have a shout out on my channel. I'll shout you out next time I go live. We'll see if we can get you some more friends, some more YouTube family. And we'll send you a postcard if I can get your information. I'll check to see if you have an email. Don't email me. I need to make sure I can email you because anybody can email me and say that they're you and give me your, their information, and then you lose out. So make sure. I know, and Dale, we're in the club. You and I are both in the club now, I think in the same month. Look at that. It's 16 months. 16 months of fun, tears. Guys, I've got to tell you, if you are new to YouTube and you're just getting started, I understand the frustration and the learning curve, but things are possible. All things are possible. I did not know one single thing about editing. Not at all. In the same week, look at us. Look at us, Sandale, in the same week. Paul's Green Space. Thanks, mate. No, I don't have an email set up on my channel. I'm still new to YouTube and setting it up. Well, Paul, go into your About section, and when you have a secure email, put that in there. I'll be checking over the next couple of weeks, and I'll subscribe to your channel as well so I can keep tabs. And then when you've got that available, we will get you an adventure pass put in the books for Team Weenie Watchers. And that way, when we go on one of our next adventures, we'll make sure that you get a postcard and a shout out. If you want to kind of know what that's about or what that's like, go onto my channel in a little bit and look up the Color the Wind Kite Festival in Clear Lake, Iowa. We took our little wiener dog with us and we went and saw some beautiful, beautiful kites out on this frozen lake. And I'm not talking about like kites that you get at, the dollar store. I'm talking about kites that are thousands of dollars and 80 feet long and cost so much that you don't even want to touch them. So thank you, Denise. Welcome. I hope you're feeling well, Denise. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Awesome, Paul. Yes, you do that, and we'll make sure that you get a free adventure pass to Team Weenie Watchers for being family member number 1000. Pure Pondering's in the house. Woohoo, they say. It hasn't gone away. It's still there. Somebody didn't join and then leave, so that's good. Oh, do you know what would happen if somebody left right now and it went back down to $9.99? I think I'd cry. Don't make me cry. Don't do that. Yeah, I think that would be really great, Paul. And make sure when I email you, when you finally get that up, that I get your contact information, and we'll make sure that that is taken care of. Oh my gosh, this has been a really long week and a half. I just crested, I think I just crested 900 a week and a half ago. And this is something I want to encourage you about, Paul, is you will have times where you get really stagnant at a number and it's hard to reach that next milestone. But it's really strange. There are some milestones that take forever to get to. And then there are some milestones where like the train gets on the tracks and it just gets going. I want to check because Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm is not in here. I bet you she's trying to reach me on Instagram. Let's see. She says, enjoy all of it. No freaking out. No palpitations. 1000. I'm live. It said love. Don't you just love typos? Oh, how fun. I just think this is so great. And thank you, everybody, for popping in. Let's see. Andale says, I got stuck in the 700s. Seems like forever. Yes. It took forever to get to 500. I got to 100 relatively quickly. I'm going to say it was before Christmas. I got to 100 in a month. But those are your family members and your closest friends that are trying to support you and everything. So my goal was to get to 500 by my birthday last year. And I don't even think I was at 200 by my birthday. And I had like 4 times the amount of time. Instead of 1 month, I had like 4 more months to get to 500 by my birthday. Didn't happen. And it didn't happen all summer long, even with all of the Cucumber Chronicles and all the stuff going on with the pickles. And it just didn't happen. I don't think I finally got to 500 until, I don't know, September, October, maybe. And it's taken another, October, November, December, January, February, March, another 6, 7 months to finally hit the 1000. But Andale, I agree. I was stuck at 700 for the longest time. I'm going to look down here and see Yogi Hollow has not noticed that I hit the 1000. But yeah, 700. So Paul, I don't want you to give up. Don't let this get you down. And I know it's really hard to watch the numbers and not let it get you down because Andale's done it. I've done it. We tell ourselves we're not going to get excited. We try to stay calm and humble. I am trying to stay humble, even though, you know what, if I can't celebrate and have fun, what good is it? So I'm remaining humble. I'm not bragging, but I am celebrating because it's been 16 months of hard work. Poor Papa Jim, do you know how many evenings he spent by himself while I film or do lives or have my country mama quickies with other people? Hello, Glenda. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. I'm having water. Pure Pondering says, took me forever to get to 100. I don't tell my family where to find me on here. Sometimes that is a necessity, isn't it? You can celebrate and still be humble. It's a milestone. Celebrate, my friend. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Pure Pondering. I am celebrating. And I kicked myself for a while when I started this because several years ago, I'm going to say in 2014, so 8 years ago, my third boy I say scream and shout, dance away. I danced. I spun around in my chair. I'm chair dancing. It counts for exercise, right? Whoa. Yes. Sometimes when I get really, really nervous, I do this. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. But my son told me back in 2014, I'd love it if he popped on here. I'm going to text him right now and say, come to my live. Watch, I'm going to do this. Should we call him? Let's call my son. He's the one who told me to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to call him. I think that would be fun and see what he says. I'm going to tell him he's live on the air. Why not, right? Milestones can be nerve-wracking. I told Yogi Hollow Farm earlier, I thought I might piddle in my pants just a little bit because the anticipation was getting to me. Let me call Jacob, my son, and I'm going to tell him that he's live on the Country Mama 1000 family member celebration. Let's see if he answers. Smash that like button if you're happy that I hit 1K. Yes, guys. Oh gosh, is he going to be home? He's in a different time zone than I am. What time is it now? It's 7 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock where he is. Oh, won't this be disappointing if he doesn't answer the phone after I get it all hyped up? 951. No, 4. You guys don't want to know his number. He didn't answer the phone. Well, that's a bummer. I wanted to share that with him. He told me, though, in 2014, he says, Mom, the things that you're doing there on your farm, you have got to get a YouTube channel. I was like, whatever. I don't know. I don't think anybody would be interested. So I shot a little video on my phone way back in 2014. Hello, Major. Hello, Lynn, the Ann Lynn Show. I shouted you out this morning as our newest member of Team Weenie Watchers. I shouted you out this morning in my live. So thank you so much for being a supporter of Colonel Mustard and our Team Weenie Watcher family. So you'll be getting a postcard when we go to our big destination. That will be fun. Let's see what else is going on. I have been stuck at 40 something for the longest. Well, your chaotic adventures, our chaotic adventures. I said your because your and you say are. You've been stuck at 40. It's gonna grow. You just have to be consistent with posting. That's one thing I learned. I'll get back to my story about my son in just a moment. You have to be consistent with your content. So I make sure that I post at least 2 videos a week. Look at me. Look, watch. Well, now that I'm at 1,000, excuse me, dog. Class, let me tell you. And once you get to 1,000, you can become a professor now. I'm a professor. I have my master's degree. I have my doctorate in YouTube education. What happened to the humble part, right? I'm just sharing with you guys. I made sure that I really started consistently posting videos 2 times a week on a Tuesday and usually a Thursday. And then I did lives, and that kind of garnered some interest. I'm going to be adding some new things coming up here soon. I'm doing a crochet along. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And that started helping it to grow. And as I said earlier, I wanted things to be organic. And so I didn't do these things where you try to, like buy subscribers, or I thought I saw something move. I thought Papa Jim was sneaking up the stairs, but it must be something else. Ooh. I want it to be organic. So make sure it's organic. You don't want people joining just for the sake of joining if they don't like your content and then they never show up to say hello. You want it to be a family, not a subscriber. So if it takes time, it took me 16 months. I know some people who get it in 2-3 months. It's like, how in the world did they do that? Well, I don't know that they've taken time to try to build relationships like with Ann Dale. She's got the sweetest voice. I pop on over to her house every once in a while. She pops on over to mine. I know that if I say hello to Ann Dale, she knows who I am, and vice versa. But there's some of these channels that get up so quick, they don't know who their family is on YouTube. You want it to be organic. You want it to be meaningful. I'm not in this to, pay for my house payment and make a lot of money, because that's not going to happen. But I am in it to make friends and long-lasting relationships and tell stories that long after I'm gone, my grandkids and my kids will say, do you remember that time that mom did this? Or do you remember the time that grandma did that? That's what it's about. Now, if I make 23 cents a week on it, that's okay too. I'm not going to turn that down. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I am consistently inconsistent. I'll go for days without posting anything, and then I'll do 3 in one day. Let me tell you something, pure pondering. Even if you have to schedule them ahead, like edit your videos, get them into the back door there of your YouTube management for your videos, and schedule them so that they post out. If you do 3 videos, schedule them a couple days apart, and I'll tell you why. If you put 3 videos up in one day, your subscribers are going to get a notification, say on their phone or in their notification bar, and it's going to say you put up 3 videos, and they're going to say, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for 3 videos. I have time for 1, but I don't have time for 3. And they're going to scroll right on by. Space them out a little bit. Got to keep the anticipation going. See how I'm like smart all of a sudden? Hugs to my favorite auntie at the Ann Lynn show. Oh, you're so sweet to your auntie. Archaic adventure, pure pondering. I know it as I am doing my thing. It will get there eventually. And yes, don't be hard on yourself. I'll share that little nugget of knowledge with you, but don't be hard on yourself if you're not there yet. But try to make, I tell you, I saw differences. I saw changes once I did that. Once I looked at a calendar and I said, okay, I'm really going to try to make sure at the very, very, very minimum, a video on Tuesday that's at least 3 minutes long, a video on Thursday that's at least 3 minutes long. And for a while there, I was doing shorts on Sundays. I made sure I picked a little video that was 20 seconds long of my chickens, or baking a loaf of bread, just something so that it would keep people knowing that I was doing something. I haven't been good about keeping up with the shorts, but I really try to make sure I've got at least 2 videos a week. Do I do it every week? No, but I'm trying my best to be consistent. Alicia, I'm saving to get a new computer. I'm hoping to be more consistent once I have a little better setup. Yes, strive for that. My phone is it's an Android like A1, A11 or something. It's not fancy. I don't shoot with a fancy iPhone or anything. But that actually gets me back. You'll learn this about me. I jump all over the place. My son. So he told me to put some videos up, and I did one little video of a rescue pony that we had rescued at an auction. She was 35 inches tall. She was pregnant, and she was a mess. She'd been terribly neglected. She was a mess, and she was going to go into the kill pen. All of the horses that were going to go in the kill pen. And I know some people say those don't really exist because it's illegal. I assure you it exists. Everybody there knows what it is at the auction. And I couldn't let her go there. So nobody would even pay $10 for her. Beautiful white little pony with a long flowing mane. And so my hand went up in the air. My sister says, what are you doing? I can't let her go to the kill pen. I just can't. I didn't even have a trailer to get her home. If I have to put her in the back seat, I will. You all have seen those memes of somebody driving down the road with a donkey or a pony in the back seat of the car. I'm that girl. So luckily we found somebody to help me get her home. She came home with us. So I took a video of her. A few days after we had her, she'd learned to trust us a little bit. She would start following me up from the pasture into the barn, and I put that video up. And then I did a video, and of course I did it all wrong. I did it completely wrong. It's, in the wrong format. It's very shaky. I tried to add some music to it. It's janky. It's a mess, but I posted it. And then I did a video of our ducks in a little swimming pool, and I put the music Splish Splash to it, and they were just having a lot of fun. And that's all I did. I just put those 2 videos up. Well, the reason I only put those 2 videos up, let me see what's going on here. I listened to your live today as I canned apple pie filling and dried apple chips. Oh, Glenda, that's wonderful. I didn't get any canning done, but I needed to. I'm glad you got some done because I think that's great. I just shared with Papa Jim that there's going to be a strawberry farm going to be visiting our area with a truckload of strawberries next week. I might go buy a flat of strawberries. I don't know. I bet she is a lot of fun in person, Glenda. I know I've missed some of the chats and I apologize. It's hard to keep up. You guys, when you do lives, you know it's hard to keep up. Last summer, when the sun was coming up early enough for me to do something before getting ready for work, I was doing sunrise videos almost every morning. Then the days got short. Yes, you have to be prepared for those speed bumps, those road bumps, those hiccups. But you don't think about it at the time. It's like I'm gonna do sunrise every morning. I bet you everybody loves the sunrises. But who can get up that early when you've got the time change? My goodness. Archaic Adventures, thank you so much. Country Mama Musings for this information. I really appreciate learning new stuff. That's what we're here for, right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't have people teaching me things and supporting me through things and sharing their little nuggets of wisdom and encouraging me to keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt would say, because you have those times where you feel like, I just don't think this is worth it. Especially, you guys, I've got a video coming out on Tuesday. And it has to deal with what happens when we put ourselves out there to social media. And you've got the trolls and the bullies and what that can do to you. And just a little advice for people on how to not be that person. Because I want you to think about what you say and what you type. So watch for that video on Tuesday. So I had these 2 little videos up. Gosh, I'm cotton mouth. I'm so excited. Let's check the number. Has it gone up anymore? I think Papa Jim gave up. He's on his steaks now. He's like, she's at 1,000. I'm going to go cook the steaks. For those of you who don't know, I'm a vegetarian, so I just leave that all to him. I let him handle all that stuff, and I usually go somewhere else. 1,001. What is that called? A palindrome, where it's the same on each 1001, and if you flip it over, it's 1001. If I flip it upside down, it's 1001. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so I got those 2 videos up, and I got sick one day. I'd been feeling kind of punky. I thought I was having like heart problems. I was having this pressure in my chest, like my diaphragm. I was having this pressure, and God, I was tired, so tired. I was taking naps every day, and I didn't tell my husband I was taking naps every day because I didn't want him to think I was being lazy. My son's calling. Are you ready? My son's calling. Hello, you're on the air with the Country Mama 1,000 family members fan club.
Well, hello.
What? Jacob?
Hi.
Hi. You're live on the air.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. I don't know if everybody can hear my son, but you're live on the air for my impromptu live called Anticipation Celebration. Because guess what your mama did today?
What did you do today?
I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
So earlier I told everybody, I said, let's call the person responsible for getting me started in YouTube, and that was you, and share the big news with you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're with your family, but I just wanted to share it with you and share it with everybody who's in the chat. We've got, we were up to 18, but we got 12 members in the chat right now, just everybody kind of talking back and forth. I've got people here from England and all across the United States. We're having a good time just talking. Everybody says, oh, look, Lynn and Lynn. So she says, hello, Jacob. And Glenda says, hello, Jacob. And woot, woot. And everybody's saying hello.
Hello.
Yellow, he says. All right, sweetie, I will let you go, but I just wanted to share the good news with you.
That's awesome. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. When you go to bed tonight, play my playlist. Mama needs 400 hours.
Okay.
I love you.
All right, I love you, Mom.
All right. Thank you for the support, honey.
You got it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fun. He's so good to me. So, God, so cottonmouth, I swear. I made those 2 videos. Like I said, I was getting like this this pain right under my diaphragm. I thought I was having a heart attack every once in a while. And, moving here to the farm, we were having, oh my gosh, we were eating so good. But I was outside working every day. I'd be outside working 8, 10, 12 hours a day. My first year on the farm, the first several months here on the farm, we adopted 59 animals. And so I had all these animals to take care of. I was running around doing all kinds of things on the farm, but I wasn't feeling good. I know that's not ladylike to chug like that, but hello, Major. Hey, Mad Acre Farms, welcome in, welcome in. We're celebrating. We're celebrating. So Denise Pacell, Green Granny 2, she was in the chat earlier. She had come to my house one day and we were chit-chatting and everything was fine. And earlier in the day, I had been out to a local farm and I had looked at some alpacas. We were going to adopt 2 alpacas. So I was looking at bringing alpacas home, that, animal number 60 and animal number 61. And hello, Broke Farmer. Welcome in. We're having a celebration. I'm going to type what I'm celebrating. Woo-hoo! For those of you who don't know, so I'm not bragging. But when Green Granny 2 had stopped by and we were talking, when she left, as soon as she left, I came upstairs and I wanted to take a nap because I would time my naps when I was so exhausted for where I could get up just in time to start dinner before Papa Jim came home from work. And I remember we were living in the guest room at the time because we were renovating this 1902 farmhouse. And I remember I had just mowed the lawn, so I had grass clippings all over my pants and everything. And I had slipped those pants off and I had a glimpse of myself in the full-length mirror. And I thought to myself, by golly, I sure am shaped funny. I sure have put on weight in weird ways. Like my belly was shaped funny. And so I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, living the good life in Iowa, eating all that sweet corn and mashed potatoes. And I was putting some weight on and I didn't think anything of it. So I took my nap. Well, later on that night, thank you, Mad Acre Farms. Thank you so much. I got this terrible pain in my belly. It was like heat. I had heat radiate across from the right side of my belly to the left side of my belly, like this just wave of fire. And oh God, I got so sick. I was breaking out in a sweat. I didn't know if I ate something bad. I had gone out for onion rings with my fourth son. I had gone out to eat somewhere and I had onion rings that day. And I thought, I'm having a gallbladder attack. I'll never have onion rings again. Hello, Chrissy. Where am I at? Let me see. 1001. I was so sick. And I tried walking off that pain for 4 hours. Bent over like a little old lady. Like I could not stand up. I could not sit down. I could not lay down. I had to stay bent over at a 90-degree angle. And I walked for 4 hours trying to feel better. And I finally told my husband, you're going to take me to the hospital or something wrong. So my YouTube career came to a screeching halt after 2 videos that day, because after some tests and lots of pain medication, the doctor came in at about 5 a.m. on the 4th of July and said, you have a mass in your belly. So they rushed me upstairs. I was rushed into surgery and I had a 23-pound tumor in my belly, ovarian cancer. I not only had to deal with that, but then when I came out of recovery, I had only been out of recovery for a couple of hours and my father passed away. I not only had to deal with that, but then I had to go on chemotherapy, which made me extremely sick. Even the doctors were like, we didn't expect this to happen to you, because I was only 48. So, admissions to the hospital with white blood cell counts less than 100 and in total isolation, almost like the boy in the bubble and all these weird things. And then 10 months after I was diagnosed, my mother died. So all the YouTube thoughts had been put on hold because of all of these things happening in my life. But my son came out to visit me, my son Jacob, who we just spoke to. And when he came out, he brought me this laptop that I'm talking to you on today. He brought me this laptop. He said, Mom, I really want you to do a YouTube channel. You have so many things going on here at the farm. You need to have a channel. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, Mom, do it. Trust me. Look at everything you've already missed. You've already missed so many things. I was like, yeah, but my heart wasn't in it. But, he opened up a drawer in the kitchen. He goes, what's this? And he's pointing at my cute little squatty little mason jars with little blackboard labels and painted with, with white chalk, what each little spice is. I said, oh, that's my spice drawer. And it's just all farmy. And he goes, Mom, this should have been a YouTube video. It's like, oh, well, maybe he's right. And then he'd walk around the house and go, what's this? Oh, well, that's something. He goes, Mom, it should have been a YouTube video. And I said, Jacob, let's go out and, we're going to plant some flowers. He goes, Mom, that should be a YouTube video. Jacob, I want to show you this really cool thing I got here for collecting eggs. Mom, that should be a YouTube video. And I was kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever, son, whatever. And yeah, it was a lot at once. It really was pure pondering. Pure pondering, if you want to, please remind me your name. I told you before that I forget things so easily, and that's from the chemo. Don't let anybody tell you that chemo brain is not real. It really, truly is. It is a real thing. I have a hard time remembering things. It takes me several times before I get names. But I never did the videos. And then I sat for 2 years in my recliner for 2 years and did nothing but sit and wait for the cancer to come back and kill me. Because ovarian cancer has a very, very high mortality rate. There's the success rate for survival is pretty low. And so I just kind of sat and I waited. I belonged to support groups, and everybody who had been successful with their chemo, it was coming back and they were dying every week. And I just sat there and I waited to die. I never told Papa Jim this. I don't know if he's still listening downstairs. I just waited. But then one day I snapped out of it and I said, I need to live again after ovarian cancer. So I started a support group on Facebook. And I had my crochet page on Facebook, and I was just doing things on Facebook, and I was doing little tutorials in the kitchen of things I was doing. I was doing little crochet things. I was doing makeup tutorials for cancer patients on my cancer page. And one day I thought, why am I going on Facebook Live and doing these tutorials when I could just as easily, I thought, boy, was I wrong, be doing them for YouTube? So I called my son and I said, I'm going to do it. And I mean, my goodness, I didn't do it till 2020. He came out to see me, I think in 2017, maybe 18. It's been a few years. I said, I'm going to do it. He said, good, Mom, I'm glad you're finally doing it. And so I put my first video up and it stunk. It stunk big time. I didn't know what I was doing. Again, I was filming everything in the wrong format. I did not know anything about editing. I didn't have any editing programs on my phone. I didn't know how to upload videos to the laptop to get them onto YouTube. What a wonderful, encouraging son. He sure is, let me tell you. Kate. And my mom always called me her absent-minded professor, ADHD brain. Oh my gosh, do I have ADHD? You would not believe. I'll have to share that story sometime. That's the whole thing about Country Mama Musings. And I've had some people say, I don't understand what your content is because I thought it was homesteading. It's everything. And I just like to share my stories. Musings is a reflection back. It's a reflection. It is the pondering of things in your life. And so Country Mama Musings is just me sharing things, but also sharing my stories and things that I think of. But I put my second video up and it stunk. And my other son, my firstborn, he's like, Mom, nobody's going to watch that. And I was like, don't break my heart. He's, Mom, nobody's going to watch it. People on YouTube have like a 10-second retention span in their brain, and they're not going to watch that. I put a video up about some squirrels that we hand raised, Becky and Bucky, and I shot a little video out the window, and my title of my video was, a surprise visit from Becky and Bucky. And he says, nobody knows who Becky and Bucky is. They're not going to tune in because nobody out there in YouTube, they don't know who Becky and Bucky is. They don't care who Becky and Bucky is because they don't know the story of Becky and Bucky. And you're just standing there going, oh, look, there's Becky, there's Bucky. Because nobody's going to care. And so every time he said something, I knocked down another peg. Thank you for sharing your story. It hits close to home. I like sharing it because I do want people to know that there's hope. Don't sit in the chair like I did. I should have gotten up much sooner than I did. But my son told me, he says, Mom, and my son, who's 1,700 miles away that we just spoke to on the phone, he has the program set up here on the laptop. He can come on to the laptop from all the way out where he is. And he'd come on and he'd show me things on the laptop again because he'd showed me when I was here, but I wasn't interested. And I mean, he put a great program. He put a great editing program on this laptop for me. And for those of you who's had to start fresh with an editing program, it's like a whole new world. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know how many nights I stayed up crying because the system would crash and I just spent 2 hours editing a 2-minute video and I didn't hit Control Save. And I lost it all and had to start all over again. Oh my God. I didn't know about music tracks. I had to learn all about like the royalty-free music so I could put music with it, editing, splicing, overlap, all that. It took me 1.5 years to learn it. And I still don't know but a tiny little portion of what I need to know to make good videos. But I'm learning every day. I didn't have that kind of support from mine. So you are super blessed. Just know that. This is incredible. Well, thank you, Glenda. I support you. What a wonderful son. He knew you had a talent and he supported you. That is amazing. Thank you. I did a 15-minute video of Micah working on getting better at cartwheels. See, that's fun. Some people love to watch that. I'm going to be doing a video of just making yarn cakes. I swear. I'm going to make a video of me just sitting here. I was talking about it the other day and I had a few people say, yeah, I'll tune in and watch that. I'm just going to turn on some really relaxing royalty-free music and I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to make yarn cakes. It's not even going to be focused on me. It's just going to be focused on the machine while I wind yarn cakes and put relaxing music with it and people are going to watch it. They said they would. People watch people clean out the cabinet underneath their sink. So I learned a little by little. I don't want to say it was embarrassing. Embarrassing is the wrong word. It was humbling. 1K, Danny, thank you. Thank you. She says, just came in. What's the celebration? I made you think, didn't I? You had to go check. Let's check. Let's see where we are. I hear that Papa Jim is down in his workshop. He just went and fed the donkey. Because I hear his workshop door closing. 1001. Still got that 1001. I'm happy. Crap, I forgot what I was saying with this. Who said ADHD earlier? It's true. Hello, LP. Did you know Spring, the fiber enthusiast, she doesn't live where she spins yarn and talks. Why not, right? People will watch. I've had some join my little crochet along. And Yogi over at Hollow Farm, she's another one there she is. She just popped in. Phone was dead. I had you on the TV, but couldn't chat. And Monica's here from Bland's Promised Land Ranch. She's the next one, guys. We got to get Monica over at Bland's Promised Land Ranch. I didn't even have time to update my Nightbot, but I need to update my Nightbot. And Monica and Lisa, thank you. Our family joke is all the extra H's in the ADHD. Oh my gosh, squirrel. What I was saying though, before I had all of this love distraction that I love so much, is I had to have my grandson come over and help me figure out what to do. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know how to upload videos. I didn't know how to do anything. When my firstborn, who lives around the corner from me, when I told him I was going to do this and stuff, he called me one day before I got started, and he says, "Well, when are you going to film your first video?" I said, "Oh, I've got stuff to do before I can film my first video." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Oh, I spent all day cleaning my kitchen." He goes, "You did what?" I said, "I cleaned my kitchen like you would not believe." And this is how ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder, I am. Pure pondering. Not only did I clean my kitchen from top to bottom, I cleaned every drawer. Everything was organized because I had this envision of me making a recipe and opening the drawer and having everybody see, all of my perfectly laid out utensils. When you open the drawer, on the lip of the drawer, I took my label maker, and every stinking drawer in my kitchen is labeled. Glass bowls, plates and bowls, silverware, cooking utensils, bakeware. It's all labeled, right? Measuring cups and spoons. It's all labeled. Here's Mom. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to care about that. Why are you wasting your time doing that? He was my voice of reason. I've got voices of reason. I've got people who are supportive. And that's when I was just saying about Yogi Hollow Farm, Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm. She said to me one day, she says, "When are you going to do those crochet videos?" Because I'd been telling her I was going to do crochet. She goes, "When are you going to do those?" I said, "Oh, friend, I don't know. I'm having trouble getting my setup. I want to, I got to have a setup. I have to have my camera just right." I tried a video of me, doing my nails, and the camera was doing this. Blurry, clear, blurry, clear. And it's like, I can't crochet if it's doing this the whole time. I'll lose everybody. And she let it go. "You did company cleaning for YouTube videos?" Yeah, I did. I really did. I just wanted my drawers to be beautiful. I think I did one the other day though, where I opened the drawer and it was like, it was a disaster, because that's real life, right? I'm doing a series coming up, putting my hands all over it and licking it. It's mine. I'm going to do my spinning wheel with chores and just set it up to record, like cleaning out the refrigerator and cleaning out underneath. It's going to be one of those things of like getting your tasks done in 30 days. You just pick one extra task in 30 days. And by the time you get to the end of the month, all of your extra tasks are done. So I'm going to do one of those. But Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, she was like, "So we talked about it before. When are you going to get that crochet thing going?" It's like, I don't know. I'd had another medical diagnosis in this time, and it really knocked me for a loop. And I was really tired. I was so tired. I was just so tired. But she kept me going. She kept saying, "When are you going to do this?" I don't know. And I had times where I wanted to quit. I had times where I just felt like the YouTube world was against me and I was going to quit. Both of my kitchen and bedroom look horrendous. Trying to get an angle on my grow off container that didn't have a huge pile of clutter in the background for a thumbnail was really hard. I need to learn how to, if this is my picture, how can I just, where am I? I'm here. How can I just, cut this out and put it on a thumbnail? I need to learn. You would not believe how many times I would call my son that we just called earlier, and I'd say, "How do I do this? I need to do something about how to do it." And he goes, "Mom, YouTube it." "What?" "YouTube it. It's there. I promise you." He says, "I'll stay on the line with you right now." He goes, "YouTube it." Sure enough, whatever I needed to learn, I'd YouTube it. I go, "Oh, there it is." He goes, "See?" And after about 4 months of me bugging him all the time, in tears, I started thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to YouTube that." So I would go and I would look up the editing program, because it never failed. I accidentally hit a button and all of a sudden my editing program would split into different tracks. I couldn't figure out how to get it back. And he'd help me figure it out, but then he kept saying, "Go look it up on YouTube." And I did. So guys, if you are having editing issues, or if you want to come up with, new ideas for your editing, YouTube, it's your best friend. We had a pair of jeans hanging by the pellet stove in my hydroponic video the other day. That was real life. Yes. I am not emotionally, mentally where I could do a cleaning video. I was the ones other women do. And I'm like, nope, not gonna. Everybody has their own thing. You don't have to be what somebody else is. That's something I shared with somebody the other day because they were struggling with something, and they said they're not like this person or they're not like that person. And I said, a flower does not compare itself to its neighbor. It simply blooms. So don't try to be like somebody else. Just be you. Kept thinking I'm going to have time to clean. Not much this week. Oh my, I came up here one day, and some of you know this. I came up here to my craft room one day, and my craft room was a disaster. It's like, I'm going to clean my craft room, and I'm going to go live, and I'm going to bring people into my messy craft room while I talk to them and take everything out of my craft room and start over and get it all organized. Hey, Casey's in the house. Life is too short, Lisa says, to spend it cleaning. We don't live in museums. I'm a farmer, for crying out loud. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is called life. I can't figure out the background remover, Danny. I know, same here. There has been more than one time because Lisa and I, we chat on Instagram. See, now that's why I don't know why. I don't know why my craft room's so messy. Drink, throw it. That's why things get so messy. I'm such a freaking slob. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, boo thing. But Lisa's like, how's your pantry going? Oh, it's a hot mess. And she goes, but didn't you organize it the other day? Yeah. I'm not, now see, I couldn't remember Pure Pondering's name. I think it starts with a C. I don't want to scroll back up. Because then I'll lose everybody again. I'm the type where, and just like with this craft room, I can't clean a couple little things. I have to haul everything out, and then I've got a huge mess somewhere else, and then I try to put it back in. So when Lisa says to me, she's like, so how's that pantry come along? Oh, it's a disaster because I took everything into the kitchen and I'm trying to organize it. Now, what's organized is beautiful, but there's still stuff in the kitchen. And she says, how's that craft room? Oh, it's okay over here. But over here, there's water bottles, and on the floor, there's scraps of yarn. And over there, I've got more yarn that I have to go through. And in the guest room where I carried everything out that day when I was doing the live, Papa Jim went in there the other day to look for something, and he said he thought he was going to have to call search and rescue to find him to take him back out. Kate, like cat, but with an I, like Caitlin. Kate. I've got a pig. Let me write it on the pig. She knows who sent me that. So Pure Pondering equals Kate. That will take me a little while, but I will do my best to try to get that. Alicia, get some buckets from the bakery, then organize things into the buckets, write what's on them, and hide them under the bed. They won't fit under my bed. And in the pantry, 16. I'm going to say in the pantry, I already have 28 5-gallon buckets. Minimum. We're going to be doing a video tomorrow, and we'll be sharing some of those. But yeah, my pantry used to be a bedroom. It's right off the kitchen. So my entire pantry is full of 5-gallon buckets, my dehydrator, all of my canners, dried foods, meals in a jar, all my canning that I've done on big, huge Gorilla racks. And I organize one part and I shove everything off to the side and then I get ADHD go off to something else. So, but I went live one day up here and it's still a mess. Lisa says, how are things going up in your craft? I'm saying it's a mess, but that doesn't stop me from coming on and doing our crocheting. If you guys could see the rig that I got set up to try to do the top down crocheting. And it's another thing that I was sharing with my friends is people think, oh, I'll just do this. I'll just film this. And then you go to film and it's like the camera's not working the way it's supposed to work. I just want a really simple shot. And then you go to do it and your it's vertical and it's flipped and your hands are upside down. And people say, well, you can do this. It's like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I call Lisa and I'm like, it doesn't work. I will catch you all later, Lynn says. Been great, and congratulations, Alicia. So happy for you. Thank you, Team Weenie Watcher member. I appreciate that. The buckets from the Safeway Bakery are little, maybe 1.5 gallons. It's the ones the icing comes in. Yeah, I stopped off at the bakery. I like the ones that the icing come in for berry picking. That's where I pick my my black raspberries. I use those. And so my brother got me a bunch of those when he went to the bakery one day. And so I have those. I've got the 5. I have 1.5 2-gallon buckets. I've got 3-gallon buckets, and I've got 5-gallon buckets. And they're all full right now. I have to do some more. I have to put up some more wheat, some wheat flour and white flour, and I have to put all that up. But I'm out of buckets because if I bring buckets home to do my pantry stashes, Papa Jim always finds something to use them for. They leave the pantry and he uses them for something. But thank you, Lynn, for joining me. We will see you soon. I'm so glad you were able to come in for our anticipation celebration. I need a song. I told Lisa, it's like, I'm going to remain calm. We all know it was a lie. We all knew it was a lie. 1002. Even if YouTube takes away 2 subscribers overnight, I'm still good. Bye, Lisa. Thanks for popping in. Those Safeway buckets fit perfectly under the daybed in our back room. I have the 2 bedrooms. I've got the guest bed, and I've got stuff under there already. But the bed in our bedroom, the one that we have, got one of those, like those beds. Like, you remember when you were in your 20s? You remember when you were in teens in your 20s and you would see the commercials for the Craftmatic beds and the little old lady laying in bed and going, she's looking at the button while she's putting it, and she's so happy. And then she pushes the other button and her legs go, and she's sitting so perfectly reading her book with this bed that's got her folded like a pretzel. That's what I have. Avalon and I say, hi, and congratulations, Grandma. Oh, my family from California popped in. My sweet girls. Thank you, girls. I'm going to make a community post so you can get some insurance subs, Danny. You're funny. Oh, my goodness. So because I have that type of bed, that bed that folds, and because of the frame that I chose, Papa Jim bought me a beautiful, beautiful bed frame for that bed. I can't slide anything underneath that bed. So, but the pantry is huge. I've got more than ample space. Plus I have a basement, and that's another thing I'm going to be doing. Oh my God, if you guys saw our basement, I actually took a video. This is where I realized life is real, but I didn't share this. I've got the footage. I might put something together, but we had to go down into the basement a few months ago when there was a tornado. We had tornadoes to the north and tornadoes to the south, right through. And we were in the basement for about an hour and a half. And I took some footage of us, and the footage is like, this basement is a disaster. It's an unfinished basement. There's all kinds of crud down there. And I told Papa Jim, I said, I want to clean out that basement. I want to move in some kitchen cabinets and have my own little studio kitchen down there. And I want an island and cabinets. I want it to look like when I do my videos, you think I'm in a kitchen, but I'm not. I'm in the basement. And that way, when I'm done canning, I can just put them in the shelf in the basement. So that will be, Papa Jim, are you listening? Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? I don't know if he's going to chime in. Can you hear me, Papa? That's what I want to do. Hello, Laquita, wifey. Yeah, you've got a Craftmatic bed too. You know you can't shove anything under there. You might be able to get some little Vienna sausages or the little 2 ounces of olives under there. But I want to do that in my basement. And I've got my electric canners, so I don't even need a stove down there. But if I find me a good electric stove that has a full-size oven, I might be putting an oven down there. I don't have an oven in my kitchen. I don't have an oven or a stove. I have a convection oven that's on the countertop, and I have the little induction burners. Papa's here. Papa, can you hear me? Did you hear what I want to do with the basement? I know I've told you before, but now I'm telling you in front of everybody. Who is that has a studio kitchen set up like that in their basement? She's a blonde, and she's got salt. Oh, he's got a salt and pepper beard, and they have 8 kids. I know who you're speaking of. She does water glassing eggs. I watched her before I did my water glassing eggs. Real sweet girl. And I think she's in a basement. I think you're right. But I want to do that. So that'll be something we're doing. Poor Papa Jim. We went into town today to get some things. And I said, when we get back, I want to show you what I want to do with the chicken yard and the chicken coop. And so we had it all set up last year. We spent a whole weekend getting this whole perimeter for the chickens. And I don't know how much money he spent on chain link fencing. We got it all set up. And then I felt so bad because they had been used to roaming the orchard their whole life of 1 year. But the pig's been here 8 years. And all of a sudden they couldn't roam the orchard and they would just stand at the fence and look out at the orchard. And I couldn't take it anymore. I said, just open the gate. We'll take our chances and hopefully the roosters will protect the hens and just let them out. And the thing was, is like, I didn't want my guineas to like roost in a tree and then we'd lose them. I was so paranoid but I couldn't stand watching them. So we've got all this chain link fencing. It's like, now I want to do something else. So you want to move into the basement? Not me, my studio. I want a studio down in the basement for doing things. Papa Jim trying to kick me out already? Trying to kick me out? I need to build a little shed for that stuff that you want. No basement here. Oh, pure pondering. Go find my video about my summer kitchen. That's another time that Papa Jim looked at me and said, you've lost your flipping mind. And I was like, no, I can see it in my head. And he's like, you're crazy. And my oldest son, who's the realist, he comes over, he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing this. I'm turning this really old garage that I think was really updated in the 60s, but the county assessor's office says it's 1902 garage. I said, I'm turning this into my summer kitchen. He goes, you're crazy. You've lost your flipping mind. And it's because it was a chicken coop and a pigsty. We had 3 pigs and a whole bunch of chickens living in there. And I'm going to turn it into my canning kitchen. Go check out that video and see what I did with that space. We worked on it 5 weeks. I was out there nonstop every day, burning trash, cleaning things up. I had a deep litter system in the chicken coop, and I had to actually bring in the rototiller to break up the deep litter system. It was a mess. Pressure washed the walls, everything. It's beautiful now. It's a mess right now, though, because of winter, because it's so cold when we go to feed the chickens. It's like rip open a bag of feed, and when it's done, you throw it in the corner and run back in the house. Yeah, look it up, Pure Pondering. It's my summer kitchen. It's beautiful. I love it. I clean like you do, Denise says. Denise can attest for my summer kitchen. She's been in there before, but it's been messy when she was in there. Something like that at Country Papa Jim. Congrats again. You did it. Woot, woot. Heck yeah. I've got to head out, but I'll see you soon. Thank you, LP. Toodles, toodles. I know I've left so many little stories hanging tonight. I know I haven't finished hardly any stories. I actually have an old RV I want to convert into a she shed and a canning shed. Do it. I told Papa Jim I wanted to get an old RV and make it as where I would make my soap, because I used to make soap. But then I thought, where we live, the mice will get into the RV and they'll eat my soap. So it wasn't safe for that. But yeah, get me a little RV. I want a little RV. I want to redo another RV. We did an RV once. I want to do another one and take it on our travels. Pure Pondering, you just said it right there. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to read it again. You said you actually have an old RV you want to convert into a she shed and a canning shed. Stop saying it and do it. If you have the vision of what you want to do it. Just do it. Get out there, sit out there for a couple days, write down things, make notes. Look at the camper and see what's going to work for what your vision is, what's not going to work for what your vision is, what needs to be updated to make your vision become a reality, what can go, what needs to be added, what needs to be changed, what your decor is going to be like. Get it in your head first, and then start ripping stuff apart. And even if it takes you a little while because of time obligation, financial obligation, whatever, you just put it together a little piece at a time. I had not one thing that I needed. That's a lie. I did have one thing that I needed to make that kitchen a reality. I had a table in the basement. I had a vintage table in the basement, and I told myself I'm going to bring that kitchen table up from the basement, and it's going to be the table for this room. So I ran down to the basement and I looked at the table, and it's like, yep, the boys are bringing this up, and that's going to be my table. And I did my whole color scheme and everything around that table. And I found chairs for it. I found vintage furnishings, vintage kitchen cabinets, vintage Hoosier cabinet. You got to go check it out. Laughing at your time to make the pickles video all over again. Community post made. Thank you, Danny. This is a bus size RV I picked up for $300. Kate, girl, yes. Papa Jim and I were just talking about that today. We were just talking about that, how that's what we want to find. We want to find an big old bus and do something with it. That's amazing. You got it for $300. That is amazing. If you're not familiar with finding happiness and all that you do, she's doing a bus right now too. You should go check her out. That's really, really cool. When I get that RV converted, it can also be a guest room. I will need to rework the entire bathroom. You can do it. We did it with a Class C motorhome. Papa Jim and I completely renovated a Class C motorhome. And I'm talking the carpet. We reupholstered the furniture ourselves. I made curtains. I put, it had the old wallpaper, and I did the Flexstone on the wallpaper. It turned out amazing. We redid the entire bathroom. We redid the bunks. We redid the whole thing. And we had such a good time doing that. And then we sold it. Because the kids had gotten so big, they would lay in those little bunks in the back, and they said they felt like they were laying in coffins. So we got a different. Oh, we tore that thing up though. We took that thing on so many trips. But I thought about that here. I mean, I've got my guest room and I've got it set up for when I have guests, but I'd love to have a little camper out there and have it set up as like, hello, a farm Airbnb. I would do that. The guy I got it from actually built it in a slide. Oh, he built in a slide out. Girl, you've got a lot of stuff that you can work with. Yes, do that. That's on my to-do list, along with building a trample wall in the house when I get to the point of reciting it. Okay. My eyes are blurry. I had a visual migraine earlier today, so everything's a little bit blurry. $300. Oh my gosh, I would have jumped on that in a heartbeat. Did you hear that, Papa Jim? She got a bus with a slide out for $300. Could you imagine? My brain is just me going. There's times I lay here and I think, if I only had one of those little sheds that you can pick up where they say they're like $150 a month, easy financing, and just put it right out here. And I can have my little soap shed out there and do soap again, because I haven't done soap in a while. But I got so many things on my plate right now. Soap, crochet. I want soap. I got all my supplies. But crocheting and canning, and I'm just now starting to think about what I'm going to do. I'm off to bed. Good night, all. I got to go hide. He's going to hide before I give him too many more things to do. He's doing a video with me tomorrow. I already told him. I said, oh, we need to do a video. I got an idea for a video. So we're going to do a video tomorrow. It won't go up tomorrow, but we're going to shoot it tomorrow. And it's going to be a beautiful day. So I don't know what I'm going to have him doing out there in the chicken yard. I don't know if we'll tackle that yet or not. But I haven't really been thinking about what I want to do with my garden yet. But I'm starting to get excited about my garden because I'm making changes to the chicken yard. And it's going to incorporate in with my changes. I'm going to utilize the garden to help me make some changes. And Danny knows my whole deal with the pickles. And I swore I would not do any pickles this year. I'm going to do pickles, and I'm going to incorporate it so that it grows into the chicken yard and will be where I'll have cucumbers hanging for the chickens. And we'll see how high they jump. A trumbull wall is a wall that is solid black with air channels. Glass over the front. It has air intake on the bottom to pull cool air from the inside on an outlet. Yeah. I showed Papa Jim that a couple years ago. So we're going to make this solar thing out of tin cans. And we're going to save heat that way. And of course I started saving tin cans and then we never made it. The reason I didn't make mine was because where I had it set up for, and I said, Papa Jim, this is going to work great. He said, you want to put it in the window, and the window is the windows that have the UV film and the gas in between that doesn't let the heat. So I'm not sure that's going to work. And so then I just I canned it for a while. I canned it. So, but I still have some cans saved up for that. But I don't know. I'm starting to get excited about my garden again. I'm starting to get excited about switching things around for the chicken coop. And I have to make the changes for the chicken coop because of the trip that we're wanting to take this summer. I want to make sure that my coop kids are secure in the event that my son and grandson forget to come over and put them away one night or something, that they will have an element of security built in and I don't have to worry about it. Or if they wake up at 2 a.m. and say, oh my gosh, we forgot to put grandma's chickens away, they can run over here and know that, they just haven't been an all-you-can-eat buffet for the raccoons. So I'm going to be making some changes. There are people who put them on the outside of the wall, then cut holes in the wall for the air. Yeah, I thought about that for the air intake. I thought about that. I know that when I had first thought about doing this, I thought about cutting the whole wall. The issue with that for me, and I don't want this to sound like an excuse, but this is the issue. We just renovated that bedroom, or not bedroom. We just renovated that living room. So it had all new drywall, all new wiring, all new flooring. But the outside, and I didn't want to cut a hole in that all new drywall that we had just done. I didn't want to be like, oh, let's cut a hole in the wall and see if this works. And we'll set it up on the outside. But the siding on our house is asbestos. So we would have to use the hole saw to cut a hole for the vent into the asbestos siding, or take a whole sheet off and then figure out how to put something back together. So I've got something poking me. I didn't follow through with that because the living room was so new and fresh. And that's another thing too, pure pondering. If you ever want to see what we've done with this farmhouse, I've got 3 completed videos. This room that we're in here, the guest room, and the bathroom, the renovation videos. They're not videos, though, they're pictures, of picture compilation, because I wasn't doing the videos yet. This room here was studs. Like I had ripped out all the lath and plaster, ripped out all of the old nasty insulation. It was a disaster. The old wiring that had the cloth over it, like from the 30s and 40s, got all that taken out. This room was gutted. It was a skeleton, and I had just gotten to where I was just putting the insulation in when I got sick with the ovarian cancer. So this is an entirely different room now. But we had just finished the living room, and every room in this house has been like renovated and flip-flopped and changed around one way or another. That pantry that I talked about, that was the bedroom. When we first moved here, it was like it was a bedroom. It's okay. It's been a bedroom. It's been a yarn storage room. It's been the laundry room. It's been a bathroom suite with a clawfoot tub and a fireplace, electric fireplace. And now it's a pantry. And it was a pantry / laundry room. And I told Papa Jim, I need more shelves. So the laundry is going to go back out in the boot room. When we moved here 8 years ago, the laundry was in the basement. And then I got sick and I was too weak to go down the stairs to do laundry. So we moved it up to the boot room. So the laundry was in the boot room for a while. And then I said, we need to move the laundry into that pantry. So he moved the laundry into the pantry. And then I just said within the last 6 months, I said, we need to move the laundry back out to the boot room. He's like, woman, I snorted, woman, I'm not doing that. I was like, okay. But it would be really good because I think I need to turn the boot room now. The boot room has been the boot room, the laundry room, the animal hospital, the Animal Adoption Relocation Center for Potbelly Pigs, the brooder room for the baby chicks, whether that's in a plastic tub from the farm store or in my clawfoot tub, doesn't matter. And now it's back to being the laundry room, but now it's going to be a laundry room / master bath off the bedroom with the clawfoot tub and a corner shower. And I said, Joe, just think about it. Think about going in and grabbing a fresh towel and throwing it in the dryer and setting it for, 10 minutes on high, taking your shower. And when you step out, you can open the door and grab a nice warm towel. Won't that be heaven? Eventually, he moved the washer and dryer back in there. It's in there now. And now we've got more shelves in the pantry for the canning stuff. And I still don't have room. And so I've got all these grand plans. Oh, Papa Jim, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? I really want to work on that bathroom this summer too. Oh, the plans I have for the bathroom. I told my sister the other day about the plans for the bathroom. She goes, oh, that's good. I'm going to do that. She copycatted me. Our back room is the Arizona room and has been a bedroom. I wanted it for a pantry, laundry, and artwork room. Micah wants it for her toys. Isn't it funny how many rooms you can come up with stuff? Right now, our bedroom is where the kitchen was. We gutted the entire kitchen, took the kitchen out. But we didn't do that until I completely gutted the dining room and then rebuilt the kitchen in the dining room. So this has been a bedroom, and now it's my craft room. The guest room has always been the guest room. The bathroom doubled in footprint size. We doubled the size of the bathroom. The other bedroom was a bedroom, then it was a storage room, and now it's Papa's man cave. The dining room downstairs was the dining room. Then when I was diagnosed with cancer, we had to move out of upstairs, downstairs, because I was too weak to come upstairs, and we turned the living room into a bedroom. So then the dining room became the living room, and the kitchen remained the kitchen. Well, now the dining room is the new kitchen. The kitchen is the new master bedroom, and the living room is still the living room. But now the boot room is going to be the laundry room / master ensuite. I understand working on the hair, Laquita. Hopefully you don't have the fight that we do when doing Micah's hair, screaming, crying. Tender heads are not cool. Oh, no. Alicia, I already read that about the Arizona room. And I apologize for the stuff that I've missed. I get rambling, let me tell you. Sorry, I'm doing my daughter's hair while listening. And see, you said hello at Pure Pondering. I agree, go for it. And then we can see the videos of you on the road. And the thing is think about all of the great content. You redoing that bus, great content. Film everything and make videos, and you'll get a following because people love that stuff. And then go on the road with it, and people will love that too. So I think I'm caught up a little bit there. Let's see. I'm going to look my numbers. $1,002. It's no longer a palindrome, but it's all good. So we're going to film our video tomorrow. And then I have to film the tutorial for our next square for our crochet along. So if anybody's new in here, that Mountain Grandma, hi Mountain Grandma, you can't stay, you're not feeling well, but wanted to pop in and say hi and congratulations. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that so much. I'm so glad that you were able to come in and say hello. Quite the emotional day. Like I said, I'm trying to, trying to remain calm. You should have seen it earlier. I was like, oh, girl, this is what you got to do. Now you do this. And so I was like, I'm Professor Alicia now because now I act like I know it all. I don't know anything. Oh, my goodness. I do hope you feel better soon, though. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I'm so glad you came in, though. I do appreciate it very, very much. Tammy, while you're recuperating this week, I hope you have the chance. I'll be putting a video up for our next tutorial for our square number 3, because you've got those beautiful colors for your Afghan. So you'll be able to look at that and work on that. So, missed what you said about the crochet along as I came in. Just saying that this week I'll be working on the tutorial for square number 3, and I'll be getting that up. And then Papa Jim and I are going to be doing a different video tomorrow. We'll be shooting that, and I have a video coming out on Tuesday. The major from London is supposed to be my country mama quickie on Monday night. I have to work out the time with him though, because I don't want him to be up at 3 in the morning. But we'll be working on that. Yeah, I got to let it run its course. I'm so sorry, Mountain Grandma. I'm so sorry. Tiny house channels grow so fast. I'd rather build one than do hair because the build lasts longer. Okay, I'm off to finish after this break. Thank you so much for joining us, wifey. I'm so glad you were here. She says, wait, I thought I was Monday. My email says March 14th. Oh, crud. Danny. I'm behind. I'm not going to pull it up right now. Let me check. I'll work it out. I'll look up my emails. Let me write down a note to myself right now. You know what's the ADD thing? I forget to write things down. Okay, so Danny, Quickie. You know what I think it is, Danny? I think I've got you for the 14th at 9:30 p.m. And I think when I spoke to the major, I was thinking about putting him in for an afternoon delight. And that's what I need to do. I need to do an afternoon delight with the major, but my grandkids are going to be here. So I might have to reschedule with him because I have, all of a sudden, I've got 2 grandkids coming because it's spring break and Mama and Daddy are working, so they have to have a place. Thank you, Liquid. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, we will connect. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. It happens. We're supposed to write things down and then remember where we put the note. I know, it's like, it's on a pig somewhere. So, oh, wait, here's a pig. And there's like 50 pigs. Who knows where I put things? I try. I really did good for a long while of opening up the calendar, putting it on the calendar on my phone. And a funny thing happened. When we did our visit up to the ice castles in Minnesota, which if you haven't seen that video yet, it's a beautiful one. I was going to go live at the ice castles, which turned out to be a disaster. I will never do that again. But my phone was going to die. So I told Papa Jim, I said, we got to go on to StreamYard on your phone. And in order to do that, I had to get into StreamYard and put in my email and collect my email on his phone. And my phone synced with his phone when we did all that. And now we'll just be sitting down having dinner and his phone will go ding. And he's like, what is that? It's like, I don't know. I don't recognize that chime on his phone. He opens it up and he goes, I have a quickie with somebody? What's going on? Why do I have a quickie with, Eric and Monica? Oh, now my calendar goes over. Everything I do goes over to him. If I wanted to hide any of my plans, I wouldn't be able to because he gets all the notifications. Micah is practicing her harmonica skills right now. She is not ready to do my YouTube music yet. How sweet. How sweet is that? I was talking earlier about Lisa encouraging me to make sure I get my craft room cleaned up and ready. And, she was like, how's that going? I told her the other day, it's like, oh, I have not cleaned my craft room lately. And she says, why? So, because I've been practicing my ukulele. She says, what are you practicing your ukulele for? So I can do a song for Christmas for that Christmas song challenge. So I'm sitting up here, Malakaliki Maka. And I never did perfect it enough to do a video, but I've been practicing. It's right over here. Oh my God, let me show you my ukulele. It's so beautiful. Let me grab her. Chair dance. It's a PJ party. I'm in my jammies. Danny knows what it's like when we get together for a slumber party, PJ party on a Country Mama Live. I'm going to show you how beautiful she is, but I'm not going to play it because at the moment I can't remember any chords. Oh. But I can sing hallelujah. I can't sing, but I can play hallelujah. And you are my sunshine. And I was working on Malakaliki Maka. Oops, and I dropped my little guitar or my ukulele strap. Hello, Tofuri Klein Dein Dein Dein. Look how beautiful she is. Isn't she beautiful? I love her. She'll probably need to be tuned. There's just no way. And you got to learn how to strum it. But my hand hurts. Isn't she beautiful? We need another PJ party. We do. We do. I can't remember. That's not it. Probably needs to be tuned. I'm probably hitting the right finger placement. And I had to cut my nails down and everything. I had really nice, pretty long nails. But it's fun. I love this little thing. Isn't she lovely? She doesn't have a name. I never gave her a name. I usually name my random inanimate objects, but she doesn't have a name. But I mean, look at the beautiful, beautiful carvings in it. God dang, she's adorable. You know what I did with her? And I have a wrist injury, so that's making it hard too. Papa Jim got this for me after my cancer diagnosis. And I used to go out every morning and sit out on the deck. And I would pull up YouTube tutorials and I would learn little songs. And my son earlier, Jacob, the one who convinced me to start doing YouTube, when he was a baby and he was just tiny little baby, brand new, and I would nurse him, I would sing to him, "You Are My Sunshine." So I learned how to play this. I learned how to play "You Are My Sunshine," and I sent it to him. But what I did with this, and I had a goal, goals are important. I learned some songs, and then we did the American Cancer Society Cancer Walk, the Relay for Life. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. We had a Relay for Life in our county. And so I took my ukulele with me on our Relay for Life. And as I walked around the track at the football field for the Relay for Life, I would play little songs on my ukulele. And I had a lot of fun with it. So I did that. But then after that, the battery in my tuner died, and then she got put in her bag, and I never took her back out again until I got a new battery recently. So I need to look into copyright stuff. If I can, my brain just went dead. If I can perfect a song, is it a copyright infringement? Now that I have to watch these things, would I get a strike if I make the song my own? I even learned the other day, I was working on how to pick on a ukulele, which that's not the right way. There's all kinds of fun things. But I need to work on that again. So see, I have a brain. My brain's going 20 miles an hour with things I want to do videos of. But I would love to do little videos of just playing with my ukulele and not even talking to anybody. Just set up the camera, grab a cup of coffee, go out on the deck while my chickens are out there with me in the morning. When the leaves are coming in on the walnut tree and the sun's coming up, and it's just behind the walnut tree enough where it's not blinding me, but it's beautiful, and the morning glories are starting to come in. I would love to just sit on the deck and just record me being silly with my ukulele. If it's an older song, there shouldn't be a copyright infringement for you to sing it yourself. See, that's it. I know that there are, but I also know that if you change it up, if you make enough of a change to it, you should be okay. But I don't know. I don't know, Pure Pondering. I know that there are, and I'm going to have to be careful now. Like earlier, I was taking a drink of my water. Let me put her down so I don't hurt her when I set her down. I was so mad the day she was delivered. Oh my gosh. pouring buckets out here. It was raining cats and dogs. And the UPS man pulled in the driveway and it was raining so bad he didn't even want to bring it up to the porch. He wrapped it in a flimsy paper bag and left it in the middle of the gravel driveway in a pile of mud. I was so mad. It's like, it's a wooden ukulele. I had to run out there and get it. I actually looked that up for a put one foot in front of the other. Okay. I did get a little tiny little copyright ding the other day because while I was cleaning up here, I had some Christmas music going, and you couldn't really hear it that much, but my computer picked up just a little bit of Eartha Kitt singing Santa Baby. I was singing Santa Baby, but what YouTube sent me saying, hello, it won't count against you for now, but I might have to take that one down, is it said Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby. They picked her up way in the background singing. What are you going to do, right? But now I have to be careful, like if I drink water, because I know that Lisa over at Yogi Hollow was having an issue this week. She had to make sure like you don't show brand names and things like that. So I have to be careful with that. I mean, I don't know. Am I going to get in trouble for calling my little hot dog Colonel Mustard? I don't know. I just don't know. So let's take one more look. Poor Papa Jim has eaten and gone to bed, hiding his wallet. And I know if I go downstairs, he's going to be pretending to be asleep so that I won't tell him all of these plans that I have made because I want to do stuff. I'm excited. So excited about stuff. 1002. So I know he's going to ignore me when I go to bed because my brain's going with 20 million projects. And he's going to say, we can't afford it, woman, because we keep stuffing all of our money into that piñata to go on this trip. I've got so many neat, fun things planned for all these different locations. So if you are in the chat and if you have any information on fun places to stay at or fun things to do at or around Mount Rushmore, Chicago, Mackinac Island, Branson, Missouri, or Nashville, Tennessee, make sure you leave them in future videos. Join us as we do our piñata stuffing on Saturdays and give us ideas. We wrote down an idea today. Somebody gave us an idea because last week we pulled Mackinac Island and they said if we're going to Mackinac Island, we need to go to Sleepy Bear Dunes. Apologies if somebody left that suggestion and you're in the chat and I forget that it was you because I don't remember who made the suggestion. But I want to find neat, unique things to do. I love to do weird things. I don't like to do the traditional, everybody does it stuff. I like doing the random stuff that most people don't know about, and people might think it's cheesy or random. I love to do stuff like that. We stayed at a hotel one time and I made sure I got a specific room that I had done enough research on that the room was not only haunted a little bit, but that it had a hidden fireplace. And if you could find the journal that gave you the clues to the location to the hidden fireplace, you then belong to a secret society of the Hidden Fireplace Secret Society. I have to do that. So we did. And I moved every piece of antique furniture in that room. I found the journal, read every entry in the journal the first night we were there, put all my clues together, tried to figure out where that secret fireplace was. We moved the bed. We moved the dresser. I went in the closet and looked for false doors. I did all kinds of stuff. Finally found it. Not going to say where. Silver Dollar City is near Branson. Yes, and they have the cave. See, I've been doing my homework. I love to go into the caves with the stalagmites and the stalactites. I don't think Eureka Springs, Arkansas is close enough to Branson for your trip. They must have the filters cranked up, yeah, to pick up that song earlier. And what, pray tell, happens in Eureka Springs? We have a family member in Arkansas, so if we ended up down that way, we definitely would have to see our family member. I haven't seen my family member. I haven't seen my little brother, my husband's little brother. He's my little brother. I love him. He's 6'6", but he's still my little brother. And he still calls me by my name that he called me when he was 4 years old because he couldn't say my name. So he called me Chicha. So I'm his Chicha. He still calls me Chicha. But I haven't seen him since, I think, 2012. So it's been 10 years since I've seen him. So I need to see him. So if we go that direction, I'll be seeing him. There's going to be a future trip put on to my spinny wheel, and that is going to be to near Boise, Idaho, to stay in an Airbnb that is a giant beagle. It's a big dog. It's a building. It's a 2-story building that is in the shape of a beagle. It's painted like a beagle. You sleep inside the beagle. The whole thing on the inside is dog themed. Hello, we will take our dog with us, and I want to stay in that dog. Now, most people are going to say, that's the cheesiest, corniest, stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's who I am. I can stay at any Days Inn or Red Roof Inn or even anything fancier or just the Motor Lodge while you're driving down the road. Or I can have this great stuff where I stayed inside of a dog. Eureka Springs has the Christ of the Ozarks, and they perform the Passion Play in an open air amphitheater. Ooh, neat. Now, I know Branson has a really big theater that has live animals for their performances. It's Bible based. I've already looked into that. I have to be honest with you. Right now, Branson it's got to get some spins on the wheel if it's going to catch up. I don't know the count. We're not keeping track, but I do know that there have been several spins that have landed on Mount Rushmore and several spins that have landed on Nashville, Tennessee. There have been a minor amount of spins for Chicago and a little bit more for Mackinac Island, but I think Branson, Missouri is bringing up the rear. And I think because of the way things are going, I think Papa Jim has 3 weeks vacation, paid vacation from work this year. So I think we'll probably extend a little bit. Like, for instance, if we go to Nashville, Tennessee, I'm going to make a midway point stop and stay for a couple days, maybe in St. Louis, Missouri, and do the Arch and go to the Ulysses S. Grant home. And they've got some great stuff. Yes, it's a dangerous city, but I think so is Chicago. My son, my realistic son the other day goes, where are you guys going on these trips? I said, this, and Chicago by train. He's like, oh, hell no, mother. You are not going to Chicago. But I think if we arrive on the Amtrak train, stay right there downtown, and then make sure that we use proper, albeit possibly pricey, modes of transportation to just take us to the touristy things and not go into the suburbs, I think we'll be okay. I live in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and still have yet to go to Eureka Springs, but that is on my list this summer. Oh, chaotic adventures. Girl, guess where Papa Jim was born? That's right there at the hospital, Hot Springs, Arkansas, in Garland County. Guess where this girl was married to that Papa Jim? We were married by the Justice of the Peace in Hot Springs, Arkansas. John H. Gosley was his name in 1983. Now, if you tell me that was your grandpa, I'm going to fall over dead right here in my chair. So we lived in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Oh my gosh, I could tell you right where we lived. I could tell you right where we lived when we lived in Arkansas. If you live in Hot Springs, you'll know. Oh my gosh, how long have you lived in Hot Springs, Arkansas? Tell me chaotic adventures. I want to know. Pure pondering. Last time I went to Eureka, you had to either walk or rent a moped to go to the old part of town. Thank you, Rochelle. Rochelle from Brampton Gardeners in the house. Hello, friend. Do you see the smile? Do you see the smile? I'm kind of happy, but I'm trying to remain humble. Cat Adventures, have you done Murfreesboro to the Crater of the Diamonds? Now, see, if we go to Tennessee, if we go to Nashville, Tennessee, we might do something like that. I'm not sure how far away that is. We saw a really cool place today in Tennessee, and I told Papa Jim I'm going to look that up and see if that's a place we can stay, but it's an hour and a half to the south of Nashville. I don't want to go that far away. Let's see. I actually love walking. My family loves hiking to different waterfalls, so we would have a blast walking. Betty Boo, it's okay that you're late. You're a night owl. It's okay. What time is it? It's 8:30. It's not even late. I did not plan this live. It was impromptu. I knew I was getting close to a milestone, and I had shared. Who did I share it with in a chat? I believe it was Glenda from Grace and Fire. I think I had answered her on a community post, and I said, you know what? I think I needed 8 more subscribers. I said, if I get to 5 more, I might run upstairs in my pajamas for an impromptu slumber party, aka dance party, and then I'm just going to stay live until I hit 1,000. And Papa Jim said, do you think that'll happen tonight? And I said, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to go on live and see. But Biddy Boo's here and Rochelle is here. Welcome, guys. So Chaotic Adventures, where the racetrack is. There is a hotel across the street from the racetrack. It used to be called the Avenel. And then now at the corner to the north of where that hotel is, I think it's a Days Inn now or a Quality Inn, right across from the racetrack, across and a little bit north of the racetrack. There are 2 little stores, and I believe one's a jewelry store now. 50 years ago, 55 years ago, it used to be a KFC. And my husband's grandparents owned that building, and that was the KFC. And then in the 1980s, we lived back there and we were turning it into a restaurant called Gammy's, but it never opened. So thank you, Glenda. Pure Pondering. I grew up in Arkansas and never got to the Crater of the Diamonds. It says you have hit 1,000. I know. Isn't that exciting, Dana? I'm at 1,002. Well, listen to Nightbot. He says smash the thumbs up. So thank you, guys. Yes, that's why we're having this little impromptu live, because I hit a major milestone today. I only need about 400 watch hours. So after we say goodnight tonight, before you close your eyes and crawl into bed, if you would just, wink, wink, wink. Show me some love. See, now I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. Oh my gosh, there's so many rules now. I have to make sure I don't break them. Thank you, Dana. Glenda's here. She's just hooking. I need a strong light. Are you saying I need a light on me right now because the room's so yellow? I mean, I can put my light on. I just didn't turn it on earlier because I've got my setup, girl. I got my setup. Whew. Hello. Is that a little bit better? I got my ring light. Usually I have the ring light going. I've got a ring light from the side. I've got my little lamp over here. I want to get those really cool lights that maybe I'll treat myself to that. Papa Jim today said, let's get you another ring light. And I said, no, I'm going to wait till they go on sale. Rule schmools. Hello, Kelly. Welcome in the house. Danny, you're kind of sleepy and listening. That's okay. I'm just going to keep on talking. Is that what you wanted, Brampton? Rochelle, did you think I needed? I didn't want to have too much light because I'm in my jammies, but I love my jammies. But Flopsy and Mopsy are down low. I spent 2 hours taping a quilt pattern together. Oh, goodness. 38 years, your whole life. Well, if you've lived there 38 years and that's your whole life, I have to think how old I am. We lived there 38 years ago. Oh, man. I better not tell me Papa Jim got some splaining to do. It would be funny, though, if you were like somehow related to the Justice of the Peace that married us there in 1983. That would be funny. I hit 1K. Yes, I did. Thank you, Kelly. That's why we're having this impromptu anticipation dance celebration, Flopsy and Mopsy in the house, dance party and slumber party. No, I meant to say strobe light for a party. Oh, yes. Well, I can't make this strobe. Ooh, or can I? Hang on. I can, but you can't see it. Can you see it changing kind of colors on my face? Look. If I hold this up. Can you see the colors? No, huh? You can't see it on my hand. It's got reds and greens and purples and yellows going in a big old circle. It's really cool. If I had it behind me, you'd be able to see all the cool stuff. But I don't think I can make it do anything else. There's purple and red. You can turn that off if you want. It was fine before. I should turn the overhead light off. Oh my God, just a minute. It's a party now. It is a party now. My kids, if my kids are watching right now, they're like, oh my God, can't believe her mother's acting like a total idiot. And then they'll say, yeah, we kind of can. Hang on. Oh my God, it's making me dizzy. Now, can we have party lights with a little light in the back? And I don't want to give, I'm right here. But it was making me dizzy. Looks like the police are there. Maybe they are. Maybe they should be. Now you're going to have a secure ha 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 ha. That's just red. Ooh, that looks awful. There's so many fun things I can do with this light. And I should try it another time when I'm not boring you all. I like purple. I want the strobe light. Come on. Yeah, see, there's the police light again. Went too far. I can compete with Lisa and her grow lights. Let me turn this off because it's going to send me into like a visual migraine. Ooh, there we go. But that was fun. I'm going to have to play with that. But I do think I want to get back here in the corners. I will have those really cool lights that cast the really cool colors, like what you see the serious YouTubers have, where it's all cool and set up in the background and everything. I tried to set up my little table back here a little bit. Look, I've got Margot. She's got my latest little bolo jacket that I'm working on. There she is. And I've got little things behind me and stuff. And I'm going to try to dress this up a little bit. How many hours left? Well, since you asked, and I don't think I'll get in trouble, 400. Just 400. That's all I need. That's all I need. My phone is thinking. Still where it was. You're causing mayhem. I would expect nothing less of you, Rochelle, than to cause mayhem. Total chaos. And you know, I love it. Let me scroll back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Rural Schmules. And then Biddy Boo came in. Dana came in. We've got new comments. Scrolling down. I know. I'm close. I went through, I jumped on the struggle bus for a while when I got really, really sick. And I didn't do a lot of the things I needed to do because I shared with quite a few people in here earlier about the whole cancer thing. But then I got diagnosed with diabetes and I was really tired, really sick. And I really kind of let things slide for a while, but I picked up the ball, started running, got back on it, got off the struggle bus, put my nose to the grindstone, and I've been trying to post as I can. Ooh, Danny, you do me, I'll do you, okay? When I go to bed tonight, I'll do you, you do me, okay? Have Papa Jim hop on his channel and run yours. Oh, he ran it all day today. He did. He did. Somebody trying to bend my ear over here. Lisa says, congratulations. And in the chat, they're whooping it up in some different chat forums. Yay! Yes. Louis is your biggest fan. I know it's Louis. Louis. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. It'll be a race to the finish. Again, I just want it to be organic. I don't want it to be the main focus. I want to have fun. I want it to remain fun. Tell her to give Grant more food. Oh my goodness. Oddly as it seems, my husband has never watched a video. What? Your husband's never watched any of your videos? Papa Jim turned the playlist on today and he just kind of put it over on the dog crate and just let it play. I have a confession. Papa Jim comes up here and he does lives with me. We do our lives on Saturdays. And I edit videos, post videos while he's at work or late up here late at night. I'll do that. And then I'll schedule them to hit. And they're usually scheduled to hit while he's at work. Then I'll turn on the TV, which is his account on the TV. I'll watch it, give it a thumbs up so it kind of gets thrown over into the library so he doesn't see it. And it's not that I'm hiding anything from him. And you guys tell me in the chat if you feel this way too. But I can talk to him all day long. He's my best friend. I've been with him since 14. But when my videos come up and it's me talking on the TV screen, I get embarrassed. I don't want him to watch it. I'm very self-conscious. I get very self-conscious. And I don't want him watching it, especially if I'm sitting there watching it with him. I get very self-conscious about it. And so I try to watch them before he gets home so it gets put into the library so he doesn't see it. Does anybody feel that way? It makes him too nervous. He could hardly sleep my first live. My hubby is usually filming with me and it is the first to watch. It jumped. Sorry, Kelly. Wait 1 second. To watch each uploaded video to see my editing work and get us our hours. That's awesome. Well, see, I get the hours because I watch it on the TV under Jim's profile. So it's being watched under another profile. And not that I'm trying to be sneaky and get the hours. That's just because that's where I watch it. But I don't want him to see it because I get embarrassed. I'm self-conscious. I used to get embarrassed to have Lewis watch you too. Okay. Hello, Marlene. Hello. Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know you're at work. Marlene, shut up, guys. I got to put lipstick on. She's so adorable. If you guys have not gone over and seen the whole Snow Gardener thing, 307, she's got 2 channels. One's budgets, one's not. She's the one who inspired me to do my cupcake, even though she didn't know it was going to be a cupcake. Cupcake pinata thing, that's kind of my idea, but she inspired me, and I'll share a little bit about why. Same people say they are going to watch videos. I can't be there when they watch. Yeah. Like a friend put it on her TV, and I was like, mute it. Yep. You watch on the TV at Randy's account. He doesn't watch, though. If he did, he would offer too many tips and drive me nuts. Papa Jim doesn't do that, but I've had that. I'm like, don't get me tips like my son telling me nobody wants to see your squirrels. Okay. Yes. So what it was is Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307. She does these budget things that are just mind-blowing with her money counting and all of her budgeting, and she keeps track of everything so beautifully, and she has a little pig for her piggy bank, and she just does all these neat money transfers. And I used to do something like remotely similar when Papa Jim and I lived in California, where when he would get paid, I would get the money from the bank and I would put it in different envelopes, and it would get paid out from envelopes, and that's it. If I had $300 in the grocery envelope to last me 2 weeks, that was it. I couldn't spend any more. It made me very accountable. So I started watching her because A, I love things like that. B, I love watching people count money because who doesn't love that? You know you're intrigued when you go to the bank and you pull money out and they're like 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. And you're just like, yes. 6 and you watch the money. But she has an affinity for office supplies like highlighters and all. I just love highlighters. I love Post-it notes. I love fun paper clips. I love all these little things. She's got all this neat little setup and everything. So I was watching her, and I was watching her one day, and I made my introduction to her and talking to her and stuff. You should have done this or that. Well, no, you don't. You don't get a say. Oh, yeah. Hi, Laura. Welcome in. Hedgehog's Homestead's in the house. So, anyways, Marlene, I'm sharing a story, Laura. You know that's what I do. Marlene was sharing about how she'd gotten these envelopes that had just come in from somebody who has an Etsy shop. And they were these gradient purple envelopes. They went from like a light purple all the way to a deep grape and then like eggplant purple. 100 envelopes. And she was sharing about this 100 envelope challenge. And I was intrigued. I wanted to hear about this 100 envelope challenge. Now, when we lived in California, not only did I do the envelope thing that I shared with you just a minute ago, but we did the $5 challenge when we lived in California. And man, I loved that. That was really neat. And that was, you never spend a $5 bill. You get everything in cash, do all your stuff with cash. And if you end up with a $5 bill, you have to put the $5 bill away into a savings. And so we would allot ourselves, like every payday, it'd be like, okay, here's your $60. Here's my $60. And if I was driving home from work one day and I had stopped gas, I had to get gas with that money. And then like if I wanted to get a water, whatever change the person hands me back, if there's a 5 in it, the 5 has to go into this special box we had. And so we did it for a few months. And it was like, we've done that long enough. Let's open the box and see how much we have. We had like $600 in there in $5 bills. And it's like, let's go do something fun. And so we went to a day spa with the hot springs and the mud and all that stuff. We just had the most wonderful time. And I can't say that if we just would have said, oh, we've got money on the bank account, let's go use the debit card and let's go to the day spa and spend the day, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it. But saving the money, making it a challenge, finding something to do with the money, and then going and spending it on that day was so much fun. So I'm like this watching Marlene with her purple envelopes and explaining to me about this 100 envelope challenge. It's like, I got to do it. You'd be afraid you'd lose the envelopes. They've got a little container that they go in for the ones that she's doing the 100 envelopes. And so I'm watching it, and what the concept is you number the envelopes 1 through 100. And then every week you go pull a couple of envelopes out. They're all mixed match. You don't know what they are. And whatever number's written on the envelope, that's the amount of money you put in the envelope. And then you put it back into the little box. Well, when you're done, you will have exactly $5,050. And then you can decide what you're going to do with your $5,050. But it's a savings plan. And there you go. You get $5,050. I was like, that's awesome. I need to do that so we can save $5,050. Oh, I wish I had 100K. I wish I had. Who has 100K? Not me. I have 1K. Yes. It's awesome. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Right now, starting to build my house fund. Every time I buy something and I ask as if I want cash back, I'm taking out a 20 and adding it to the jar. Yes. I've done that too. So, yes, we're keeping things in our safe as well. Because my son said, Mom, if anybody comes into the house and they see that pinata, the pinata's walking out the door because they know you've got your money in it. It's in a safe. Anyways, so Marlene has completely intrigued me with this $100 challenge. And then I started noticing that there were more YouTubers doing this $100 challenge. Like, I got to watch. So I watched this other person do the $100 challenge. And I'm intrigued by it. And she's like, I'm going to count out my money. And she counts out her money and it's $5,050. It's like, that's awesome. I got to do this. And then there's another one. So I got to watch that one. So I watched this lady talk about her $100, her 100 envelope challenge. And when she counts it, it's $5,050. It's like, it's all the same. It's all $5,050. If I do it, I know I'm going to end up with $5,050. And that's not exciting to me anymore. So what I did is I decided I'm going to come up with, and I put a poll out there. It was pickle jar, pinata, or paper. If you guys would have chosen paper, I was going to make my own envelopes. If you chose pickle jar, the money was going to go into a pickle jar. And if you chose pinata, the money was going to go into a pinata. And you guys chose pinata. So I do the spinny wheels. And here's the other thing. If you do the envelopes, let's say you do the envelopes and you reach into the pile and you pull out an envelope and it says 48. You take $48, you put it in the envelope, and you put the envelope back in the box. You're never going to pull 48 again. Okay? That number's done. That's why 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 all the way to 100 makes $5,050. But I'm not removing them off my spinning wheel. So I can get 86. And 3 weeks later, I can get 86 again. I added doubles to the wheels, so I can get a double and then spin 92. And instead of putting $92 in, I have to double it. Was that 184? So we're putting all this money in this pinata, and I'm not even keeping track. That's the other thing is Marlene is so organized, and I love watching her. She's got all these little printables that she has in her Etsy store, and you can color them in as you fill in your envelopes. She's very organized. I love it. It feeds my OCD brain, and that's a compliment, by the way, Marlene. And but I'm not keeping track. I have no idea how much money's in there. I have no idea how much, because Papa Jim, Papa, can you hear me? Do we have a bot? We do have a bot. I don't know if I have any. Just ignore him. And then if I've got anybody, hang on, let me go over. If I don't have any mods right now. See if I go live though. If I click on this, I'm going to get feedback, aren't I? Any mods right now? Be quiet. See if I go live though. If I click on this, I'm going to get feedback, aren't I? Any mods right now? See if I go live though. If I click on this, I'm going to get Okay, I think he's gone. I think I got rid of it. Okay. Okay, if it's been clicked on, it's gone. It was on my end too, and I got it. So hopefully he's out of here and he won't come back. Anyway, so I have Papa, can you hear me? Papa, are you in here still? So anytime I have any extra money, I just throw it into the cupcake and I don't tell John Papa Jim. No, I have no idea how much I put in there. I sold a whole bunch of my nail strips for Color Street the other day. And I sold like, I don't know, $140. I just said, put it in the cupcake. So I have no idea how much is in there. Oh, Roost can do it. Yes, you can do it. You can do it, Kelly. You can't wait until I count it. I know, Marlene, I cannot wait to see how much we have in there. We didn't have a very good day today. We had no doubles and we had some pretty low numbers. So are we going to be staying at a nice resort, or are we going to be staying, at a truck stop? Are we going to have some fine dining, or are we going to eat out of the dumpster behind Sizzler? We don't know. We just don't know. Hello, Mennonite Farmhouse, Leanne. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Kelly says she missed something. I think I missed something too. I feel like I missed something, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Oh, good night. Are you leaving, Kelly? You loved the poll for the pickle jar and stuff, Marlene. Good night, Laura from Hedgehog's Homestead. LOL, like that $1,000 you saved that got you to Iowa. Yes, exactly. Just like that $1,000 that got us out here and put the down on our house for this farm that we bought. I know it says Ruth can do it, and I was trying to figure out what she meant too, and I don't know. Money found in the washer becomes house money. Absolutely. Papa Jim, if somebody turns in where he works, if somebody turns in a used vehicle and he has to do a safety inspection on it, finds a quarter on the floor, the quarter goes in a jar, that comes home and that goes into our bank that we're putting money in. The bank the change in a change jar, and it counts the money. It counts what our total is. And so after 26 weeks, we're going to have everybody guess how much money's in the jar. And we tell you during that live, we're like, okay, we're putting in a quarter, we're putting in a dime. And so if you watch the lives, you can add up the money that's in there and you'll know how much money's in there. And so we're going to have a gift for whoever guesses at the end of 26 weeks without going over. There's 3 gifts to choose from. So that's kind of cool. Right Pure, you take that to the dollar store. Yes. Oh, yes. Got the bot. Gotcha. We got you now. Hello, Charlene Kane's mom. Hello from South Carolina. Welcome. Very good. I did watch Leanne's collaboration yesterday, and I've already thought about that. I've added it to my list of to-dos. My list is going to be, I have to give it some thought because, well, you'll find out in my video. Roost and Rescues, that was a rough week. Oh, goodness. It's been a day. Yes, no running water for 3 days. Stomach virus. It's still loud here and hopped onto sport. Thank you, Kelly. I know you have had a rough few days, so I do appreciate you stopping in. I really, truly do. And like I said in a little message to you earlier, it's not wiping you out. It's just a speed bump. And you've got this. You're a strong mama of 10 kids. You're going to make it through this, okay? You'll find out why you don't have the water going, and the babies are going to get over the tummy bug, and you're going to be okay. Never a dull moment. Absolutely. Yeah, so Leanne hit 4,000 subscribers today. Look at you go. Marlene says, I will be pressure canning for the first time tomorrow. You're starting with canned beef. Boy, that's adventurous. I think my first pressure canning was, the first thing I pressure canned was ginger glazed carrots. Gosh, yum. So yeah, I'm going to be jumping in on that collaboration that Leanne has. And I was very happy to see that Heather jumped in on that as well from the Needy Homesteader. It's nice to see the smile return. We've been praying for her quite a bit. And yes, Marlene will do fine with her beef. I just think that's really adventurous to jump in with beef. I think it's great. You canned hot pack beef this week. I have not done any canning this week. I've had other things going on, but the canner's out and I've got stuff ready to do. I just saw, let's see. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. I don't know the name because we don't have the store here. It starts with an M. It's almost like an Aldi's. I want to say Meniere's, but I know that's not it. Rochelle's got to go to bed. My beauty sleep is fleeting. Oh, it's fleeing all night. And congrats, everyone, on your milestones. Thank you, Rochelle. Got to let us know what your next milestone is so we can support you on that as well. You're going to go check out the collaboration video. It's not Maynard's. It's something else. It's not Menards because I know Menards. We have Menards. It's like a grocery store, almost like Aldi's. Anyways, it starts with an M. It's like Meniere's or something weird like that. Okay, we're going to help Rochelle. We've got Bland's Promised Land Ranch. We need to work on getting them up with some love. We need to get Brampton Gardner up with some love and Kelly from Roost and Rescue with some love. Anyways, they had all of their berries on sale for 99 cents. Blueberries, strawberries, and somebody in one of my canning groups had like a whole table full of berries for 99 cents a box. That's it right there, Grace and Fire. Oh, it's more like a Walmart. Okay, yeah, I've never seen one. I just, for some reason, thought it was going to be like a Aldi's. Yeah, you took that break for 2 months, Kelly, and it was a much needed break, and I'm glad you were able to do that. Now you just need to pick up the ball and run again, and those numbers are going to keep going up. You need to stay ahead of Bland's. That's your main goal. It's a challenge between the two of you. As long as we get you both there, and then we're going to help Kelly get there. And that's the thing is Lisa did a really nice thing for me the other day. And when she went live, her Nightbot was sharing information about supporting me. And so I jumped on here so quick. I didn't get a chance to put anybody on the Nightbot, but that's what I'll do every now and then. I'm going to put friends who need some love and put them on the Nightbot. It's between you and Eric. You think your channel is at 270. Your other channel is close to 1900. Ooh, striving for the 2K. Yes, go to that store and see if they still have the 99 cents. Then you can put up a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, wait, Safeway has a coupon for 64 cents for 1 pound of strawberries this week. Interesting. I'm thinking about going down on Tuesday, but I got my grandbabies. I'm not going to be able to do that with my grandbabies. But the thing is, again, pure pondering, Kate, a flower does not compare itself to its neighbor. It simply blooms. I remember there were times when I would come on into chats and speak with friends, and they're like, hey, I'm at 800. I'm like, I'm at 174. You'll get there. I got there. You'll get there. Will it be 16 months? Maybe it'll be 14 months. Maybe it'll be 18 months, but you'll get there. Might be 2 years. I know that I was speaking with a lady the other day and it took her 3 years, but she didn't give up. So that's the thing is, it's not that this is not a race. So you don't have to say that you're behind all of us. It's not a race. We do have the friendly banter and like saying, oh, I got to stay ahead or I'm going to, I'm falling behind. It's friendly banter. But it's not a race. There should be no pressure and it needs to be organic. Don't fall for these things where people are like, if you do this and we'll get you 1,000 subscribers, but you got to pay that. And don't do any of that. Don't fall for that. It's one of the just for you electronic coupons. Oh, that's cool. We don't have a Safeway here. We had a Safeway when I lived in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we used to go Krogering. Let's go Krogering. I rarely even look at my numbers. I was surprised to get over 100. I went through that for a long while with Yogi Hollow because if you get too caught up at looking at the numbers, it can mess with you because you're so happy that you got 7 new subscribers this week, and then the next day YouTube takes away 4. And maybe they'll put them back and maybe they won't. And it becomes this back and forth. Oh, I got it. Oh, I don't. Oh, I got it. Oh, I don't. That's why I'm not going to be too excited. Let me check my number. I'm such a hypocrite. Let me make sure I'm still. Let me make sure I still have reason to be celebrating. Now I got to learn all kinds of stuff I have to learn. The numbers can be a bummer. They really, truly can. So Lisa and I for a long time was like, don't look at the numbers because it's going to depress you. And then it just became a joke. Then it was like shenanigans. We would text each other and say 545, 546, 547, 46, 45, 43, 542. Gosh darn it. We'd say stuff like that all the time. So it hasn't moved. It was 1K when I joined the live. Mine, I'm at 1,002. Yes. My goal is to get monetized by March 31st. I think I'm on track to get there. I think so too, Danny. That would be great. Mennonite farmhouse is exploding. So well deserved, Danny says. Grace says, oh, I lost some. I don't stress over it. I'm having fun, and that's all that matters, right? It really is all that matters. But you got to admit, it feels good when you do hit the milestones. And this was a big one. The 100 was a big one. 500 was a big one. I think by the time we got to celebrate 500, I was sick and we put it off quite a bit. So I was, I think, 700. And Papa Jim told everybody in the live this morning that when I hit 1K, he's going to be doing a giveaway. So we'll see what that is. Today's been a dream for me today, says Leanne. You've been homesteading for 11 years, Glenda. Yeah, I missed a lot of opportunities here on the farm by not recording stuff for the 8 years that we've been here. But what are you going to do? I mean, as it is, I'm going back and I'm putting together the pictures of the renovation. I don't even want to think about maybe someday getting monetized. If it happens, that would be amazing. But if I focus on it, then it gets stressful because then it's a job. You got to be doing this just to be doing it for the fun. And that's another thing that I've joked with somebody about. It's like, woohoo, because they've recently become monetized. It's like, ooh, 23 cents today. It's like, it's not going to pay the mortgage. It's not going to pay the car payment. I'm not going to be one of these channels that have a huge following where the money's flowing. I know that. That's not going to happen. That's not the purpose in this. The whole purpose is sharing the stories having them there for my kids and my grandkids and my friends, because I've always been a storyteller and I don't want those stories to die. It's who I am. Even before I had my cancer diagnosis, even before that, one of my favorite movies is Big Fish. I love Big Fish. I loved bringing magic into my kids' lives by telling stories or embellishing things. And if you guys have ever heard the story about the space shuttle and the whole thing I used to do with my kids about the space shuttle when they were little. Hey, Hat Creek Homestead, welcome in. Danny says, I do it for the fun, but I do sort of look at it like a job. I have goals for this, but it's also a labor of love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very true. I love the positive atmosphere of my YouTube community, budgeting, prepping, and gardening. Yes. She changed channels. She went from everything but the budgets to budgets. It's okay. It gives me another, like, that'll help my, yeah. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, Big Fish. I've always wanted it to be, when I saw Big Fish, it was like, yes, that says so much about the way I want my life to be. Because I have these stories with my kids and my grandkids and the fun things and taking them snipe hunting and going on an Amtrak trip and spending hours watching for jackalope across the Wyoming plains, things like that. I want the kids to go, do you remember when mom did that? It's like, yes. I don't want it to be, do you remember when mom spanked my butt because I did this? I don't want that. I want it to be, do you remember when mom sat with us on a train for 3 days and we looked for jackalope? Yes, that's what I want it to be. So that's what these stories and these times and the recipes and the chickens and the homesteading and the canning that I'm learning about and cooking bread in my sun oven, snapping green beans with my granddaughter in my kitchen, all these things. These are the things that, heaven forbid something happened to me, they're available for my family and my friends to look back on and say, do you remember when Alicia did that? And they're like, yeah, she did a video about it. And then you laugh at it. You tune in. At first it'll be bittersweet. And then after a while, the pain goes away. It's like, she had some fun times. That's what I want it to be. I love filming our lives. I thoroughly enjoy editing. It is therapy for me. And I love that we can look back at the stuff we've done together, seeing our progress. Absolutely. That's really important. I try to just comment on one channel, though, keeping it simple. Yeah, you got to kiss it, girl. Kiss it. Pure Pondering does advocating, and then the chat jumped on me. Don't you guys hate it when the chat jumps? Oh, I do advocating on a national level. Oh, that's Grace and Fire. I was going to say Grace and Fire does that too. Work out actual goals. Okay, so Kate with Pure Pondering, if you go over to Yogi Hollow Farm with Lisa, not sure if you are familiar or connected with her. And also Mountain Grandma, Tammy from Mountain Grandma. They're doing a series on the 7 Fs, and that is goal setting based on 7 Fs. If you've not heard of that, check that out. It's a pretty neat thing that they're doing. And they meet every week, and they're going over goal setting and different goals. And the 7 Fs, I don't know all 7, but it's like family, finance, fun, friends, faith, food. I can't remember. Something like that. Here I'm promoting it, and I can't remember what the 7 Fs are, but it is about setting goals, and you can set goals for different things, and one of them can be setting goals for your channel. I had to take a step back because I was so stressed from your other channel. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I just love Lisa, and the goal setting is amazing. It is. It's a really neat thing, and I think the goal setting series with Tammy and Lisa has had a lot of really in-depth. I think it gets deeper than what they anticipated. I don't know what they anticipated. I don't want to speak for them. But I think it's a simple enough concept. And then once you get going and people start commenting and people start talking, you realize it really is something that people want to talk about and delve into and share. And it's deeper than I think you would think it would be. It's pretty neat. Here we go. Leanne has it. Family, faith, finances, fun, food, fitness, friends. I forgot the fitness. That's a big surprise, isn't it? Let me go log on to the work account too. 3 accounts. How many hours are you at? I need 400. Winky, winky. Alicia, that's a great focus for your channel. We have thousands of pictures and videos of my older daughter on Facebook. It will be 8 years this year since we lost her, and those are very important. Well, first of all, I'm very sorry to hear that. And yes, gather up those pictures. Go into your editing program and put those pictures in, set it to music, and put it on YouTube. You've got it. You can share it with those who loved her, those who want to remember her. Bring back the memories, because as it's playing, those whose hearts are hurting even after these 8 years, they're going to see it and go, do you remember? And look, there's the picture of when she did this or when I was with her at that. And it becomes a healing process. Time for our nightly date. Okay. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you. And everybody popping in and out. Chaotic Adventures is back. Danny says she's let her YouTube goals be flexible and allow myself to back off and readjust when I need to take a break. You have to. That's one thing that several of us have had to learn this in this first year and a half is you have to prioritize. You have to prioritize, and you cannot let this overtake the top priority in your life. You got to make sure you keep your family. It's one reason why I moved my laptop up here to my craft room, because I had my laptop downstairs on the side table next to the couch. And I noticed while Papa Jim and I were together in the evening, if we were watching a movie together, just spending time together, it's like Pavlov's dog, and I would hear ding, and I go, did I get a comment? Did I get a thumbs up? What did I get? And I'd have to go on YouTube and look to see what was going on. And before you know it, my focus is here, and my focus wasn't there. So I backed off. And I moved my computer so that my evenings with Papa Jim, of course, I ran up here. Otherwise, I would have been downstairs when he was making. I haven't even had dinner. I haven't even had lunch. My God. I've had a protein bar today. We did have breakfast. We had soy chorizo. I had some soy chorizo and eggs from my chickens and some low carb tortillas. That was my breakfast. So my breakfast was approximately 8 carbs. I should have had a little bit more than that. I should have had a half an apple or something with it. And then I had a handful of trail mix that had the walnuts in it for my omega. And then Papa Jim was having tortilla chips with some queso cheese. And so he got me just a little dish of queso cheese, and I had maybe, I don't know, I'm going to be honest, say maybe 7 or 8 chips. Blood sugar up. And I was feeling zonky. But then, so I haven't had lunch and I haven't had dinner. Good night, Leanne. Thank you for stopping in. Congratulations on your milestone today. It's been a red letter day, hasn't it? Oh, somebody's heading to bed because we're going to lose an hour of sleep. Who's that? Oh, yeah, Leanne. You know what? I heard something passed in the Iowa House today that we might be getting rid of daylight savings time. I'm not sure. It has to go to the Senate and then be passed. But it might be Iowa might join Arizona and not do the whole daylight savings thing. I don't know. I don't know if I understood it correctly when somebody said something or not. It'll be interesting to see if we do that. So that would be kind of neat. And once again, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm so happy to lose an hour. Instead of a 12-hour night shift, I only have to work 11 hours to get paid for 12. Whoop, whoop. I think that's pretty awesome. I like that. I wish Indiana would go back. I hate daylight savings time. It really just messes you up, doesn't it? I think the only thing I will like about, we're springing forward. It's going to be darker in the mornings again, isn't it? It's going to be dark in the mornings. Tomorrow it's 7 in the morning. It would have normally been 6. It's going to get lighter earlier in the morning. It's daylight. I don't know. All I know is it messes up the animals. It messes up Papa Jim. It messes up me. It messes up everybody. The hardest part about daylight saving time in Arizona is rethinking how far ahead of me everyone else is. Yes, we had family that lived in Arizona for a while, and that was a difficulty. It's like, can we call them? I don't know. What time is it there? It was always things like that. I used to live in Arizona too. Boy, I've just been all over the place, haven't I? Just been all over the place. So I know I was saying something. I lived in Arizona too. I loved it there because no daylight savings time. Grace and Fire, do you know where Dolan Springs is? Have we discussed this before? But by the time you guys get done with me tonight, you're going to know where I was born, where I was married, where I lived as a child, where Papa Jim was born. You're going to be able to figure out my addresses, find my social security number, find out my mother's maiden name, and still my identity. And I'm going to tell you right now, my credit sucks. It's not worth it. You won't get anywhere. I thought legislation was going to pass for Wyoming to change, but it didn't pass. Maybe next time. Oh, bummer. You're excited. It's doing well, says Danny, but I think it's going to take some propagate when they, the basil. Oh man, I can't wait to plant basil. That's going to be a challenge for me. I love growing. Oh, you lived in Tucson. Okay. I went from Arkansas to Arizona to Oklahoma to Texas and back to Arizona. I went from Nevada to Arizona to California to Arkansas to Arkansas to Nevada to Iowa to Arkansas to California to Iowa to Texas to California to Iowa. There we go. Dolan Springs is in Mojave County, way out of town. That's where I lived as a little girl. I was out there in the middle of Dolan Springs. Oh, I've got stories of Dolan Springs. Need your mother's maiden name. Yeah, that's all you need now, huh? Because I've given you everything. Those bills come around almost every year and they never pass. I wish they would. I can't type out where I went. Wait, let me do state initials. That'll confuse me. I don't know how many times I've moved. Papa Jim's moved a lot in his lifetime, a lot. But I think in this farmhouse, I think we figured it out the other day, this farmhouse is the longest we've ever lived in one place. This is the longest we've ever stayed. That's why I have so much stuff in the guest room that I have to go through and why I have an entire like 15 by 15 craft room. Got so much stuff. I have so much stuff. If we ever wanted to move, it would be an absolute nightmare. Oh, you're in Kingman. My sister was born in Kingman. My mother worked at the hospital down there. Yes. So you know exactly where Dolan Springs is. Mm-hmm. Yep. We lived up there in Dolan Springs. And I believe at that time, my older siblings, they would get on the bus and go to Chloride and then go to Kingman. That's where they went to high school. But I have memories. Matter of fact, Kate, the trains that are there. I used to play on those trains when I was 5 years old. We would go into Kingman, and that's where my mother would have her dental work done. And like I said, she was a nurse and everything. And that's where we would go to the dentist, and I would always get to go play on those trains. Hawaii, Texas, Michigan, Maine, I don't know, Massachusetts, Indiana. Oh, there's another MA. So see, I got them both right anyways, I think. Indiana, New York, Japan, Idaho, England, Arizona, Indiana. Oh, gosh, that's a lot. I wanted to tell you that you inspired me to do my first live with other participants. I know, and I missed it. Remember, I was all set to watch you with it, and I missed it. Thank you. I'm glad I inspired you. We will go live on Monday. This is another one. We will go live on Monday night, and the focus topics are mental health and budgeting. Should be 6 of us. Oh, that's great. I know you went live with someone who like nobody had ever seen her face before or something, and I was all ready to watch it, and then I missed it. So I'm glad that you're doing a live. That's wonderful. You have the one at Locomotive Park. That's it. It's a black train. It is the S, whatever the initials are, the Santa Fe. I don't think it's the Santa Fe Railroad, but it's the Santa Fe. It's the black train. It's like the caboose and an engine, maybe a train in the middle. I don't think so. But yeah, that's the train. I played on that train when I was little. You laugh. You wasn't running from the government. Oh, yes, you had another one. You went live with Aaron. Yes, that was a while ago. And I remember I was all excited that you were going to do it, and then I missed it. I don't know what happened. When you're on a farm, there's always something. I had to take oh my gosh, I had to take my dog to the vet the other day. Let me tell you about that. This one will be quite interesting. Hopefully we don't talk over each other. What's the secret? Okay, so, oh yes, the Santa Fe, New Mexico. That sounds about right. When you have that many people up on a panel, you will talk over each other. It's inevitable. What we've learned to do when we're recording that podcast that we do is, my light's flickering. You have to, you want to talk, you want to speak, but they're speaking and you want to make sure you're heard. So we kind of do this. We just do this. So when you're backstage with all your people before you go live, let them know, let's try to do this. It's inevitable. We're going to talk over each other. But if you can just kind of put your finger up and let somebody know, hey, I want to add to that, or I want to interject this thought. The other thing that's important too is when you have that many people up, if you're not actively speaking at the time, mute your microphone. And if you've got too much chat going on, you can mute other people's microphones too, if you're the host. But if when we were doing the podcast, or if I have a lot of people up on the panel, I should invite people up on the panel. Who wants to come up? Who wants to come up for the slumber party? Does anybody want to come up and be my guest? That would be fun. We can talk. Yeah, you can tap your nose like your mom and your aunt does. When we do our podcast now, and we know we're not actively participating in the conversation, we mute our microphone. And that way we're not jumping in on somebody. We wait for the pause. If somebody notices our finger and we know we're next, then we can unmute our microphone and say something. The problem with that is sometimes you forget that your microphone is muted. And what happens is and then you realize that you were muted and everybody was typing, we can't hear you, and you take your microphone back off. Yes, I am the host, the other channel, of course. See, I knew you would have some great ideas. That was through like trial and error, let me tell you, because we speak over each other all the time. I'm going to do this. And we got rid of our one bot. So copy to clipboard. We've been on here a while. I'm not going to have any time left over to do any of my quickies. There. If anybody wants to come up and say hello, there's the link. And even though a half an hour ago I said I was going to go to bed, Danny's going to come up. Now, do you want to know how unprepared I am? As I was running up the stairs to come do this, I'm like, do I have any party hats or noisemakers? No, I don't. I had nothing. Comes Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening. Make sure like your volume's off on the YouTube so we don't get reverb and all that crazy stuff. She's giving me the thumbs up. Here she comes. Say hello to Danny, everybody. I'm going to do that so we're not like right on top of each other.
Hello.
There she is.
Ooh, I got devil horns.
She would, but she's at work, says Marlene, and that would be frowned upon. It absolutely would. Grace and Fire says, like what my mom did to us this week on her channel. I unmuted myself and started talking. Everyone else was talking, and there was no sound.
There we go.
There are so many great panels. I think I met at Wicked Awesome Gardening Danny on a panel, she says Marlene.
Let's see.
You have your beautiful stuff. Hi, Danny, says Kate. See, it's going to take me a long time. People, I said it before, and people think that it's kind of a joke, and maybe people have never heard of it before. And then when you say something about it, they're like, I don't think so. When you talk about chemo brain, it's real. And I know when I was first diagnosed, my cousin said, okay, you'll probably experience this. I don't know if Danny's ever known anybody or had any experience with chemo brain. She says, you're going to forget things and your brain's just going to be blank half the time. She goes, and it never goes away. I was like, whatever,
Hmm.
whatever. And she says, no, she goes, I can look at a dog and I cannot think of the word dog. I know it's a dog,
I
but
have
I want
some,
to say goat,
yeah, I
but I
have
know
some
goat's wrong.
experience with that the last couple of weeks. COVID brain.
Yeah.
Like I'll be speaking and I'll be like what word am I, I'll forget how to speak. I'll forget. Yeah.
Yeah. There will be times I'll be in the kitchen and I'll be making dinner and somebody will say something like, what are we having? And I'll go, we're having, and I'm making it. My hands are in the food. We're having, that stuff, the noodles, the long noodles with the tomato sauce,
Fettuccine,
long
linguine,
noodles, and you put meatballs.
spaghetti.
Yes. And see, that's what I'll do. I'm like, and
Yeah.
like I'm cooking the spaghetti and I've got a packet that says spaghetti. It's like, that's what it is. I don't know why I can't think of it. It's like your
Mhm.
brain just, and so Kate says COVID brain is real. But
Mhm.
chemo brain is real too. And pregnancy brain multiplied, people are saying.
Oh, the things I
Spaghetti.
put in the fridge that did not belong in the fridge.
What didn't belong in the fridge?
Just like things I would leave in the fridge that would not belong in the fridge during my last two pregnancies, like the remote, my car keys. I have no idea why. The
Mm-hmm.
time I put the ice cream in the refrigerator instead of the freezer. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. My husband, when I would be pregnant, my husband would say that baby's just sucking all the brain, all the blood out of your brain, going right to the baby, and
Mhm.
you have no idea what you're doing. And it's like, I don't.
It's true.
Just say food. We're having food. That's what Kate says to say. Don't come up with spaghetti. Just tell them it's food, and you'll eat it, or you won't eat. You'll starve. So, Danny, what have you been up to? Have you gotten your sense of taste and smell back to some normalcy yet?
Thank God I no longer have that nasty, nasty smell in my nose every
I
second of
don't
the
think we
day.
can use, especially now that I'm monetized, can we use that CV word even?
I don't see why.
I
No,
don't know, but don't say it. Let's play it safe.
I've people have been refer like I think who did I first hear use this term? It was either Daz or Lisa called it the ick, and then it just
Oh,
that's what I've
yeah.
been
We'll
calling
just
it
say
ever
the
since.
ick.
The ick.
That
Um,
sounds good.
I really don't think that has anything to do with monetization. I think it's
I don't,
context. I think it's
oh,
context.
no. Well,
Um,
let's not risk
but
it.
let's not risk it. Um, what have I been? Oh, yeah. So I no longer have the nasty, nasty smell in my nose every second of every day. And I think if I were to, have a cheeseburger again, like, because I made the day I discovered that my taste and smell were just wrong, I had made myself some delicious looking burgers. And I'm like, what is this smell? And I put my face down into the pan while the burgers are cooking. And I'm like, that smells disgusting. What the heck is going on? But I had been smelling that for a day, for all day. I thought my parents had cooked something the night before that was just gross downstairs. And so I was getting all the smell. And I'm like, oh God, I can't wait until that dissipates. What the heck are they cooking down there? And then I asked my mother, I had her on the phone because I wasn't going downstairs to expose them. And I'm like, what did you make for dinner last night? And she goes, we ordered pizza. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So that smell is, ah. And then I made my burgers for dinner and I'm like, oh, please don't let this be affecting my taste. And I took a bite and
Oh,
it was
no.
gross. So I forced myself to eat them because I have to eat.
Sure. It's that way
But
on chemo too.
yeah, oh.
Yeah, it's that way. When I was on chemo, it messes with your it's called the olfactory, I don't know. It messes with your
Mm-hmm.
nose and your taste.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always smelling something. I would walk up to Jim all the time and go, "Do I stink?" It's like I just got out of the shower, but I smell this smell. Do I stink? And he's
Oh.
like, "No." It's like, "Are you sure?" Because I think I stink. And he's like, it's not, you smell fine. I couldn't smell the pretty soaps or anything. I just smell this awful smell. And then the taste was, everything tasted like metal. Our local ER tests for 5 versions of that, 6 different flus, 3 or 4 pneumonias, a couple of other things, and some folks are still coming back negative for all. And a partridge in a pear tree. Danny's going to understand this. I wanted to, when I put this up here, that it was going to be anticipation and celebration. I wanted it to be anticipation.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you?
Oh, God, I probably started it and then got distracted. So I'm going to say no and be honest with you and not lie. No.
Someday,
but I
if you're
need to.
bored, someday, if you're bored, it's just hilarious. We're just making fun of the movie the whole time. Half of our people stink, and half of us are great.
For those of you who don't know, we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which we are both fans of. But I was saying what a week we've had here is our poor dog Honey. She threw up a couple days ago, and then she threw up the next day, and I'm talking, it was a mess. And we have all wood-looking vinyl floors downstairs, except for the bedroom. And both times she went in the bedroom and vomited all over the carpet.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And so I thought, well, her tummy's upset or whatever. And so the next day I put her outside, and she was outside for a little bit, and she came in, and then she was making her face was hanging funny, like her jaw was like, and she's like this. And she would put her head all the way back and then open her mouth and close it, and it sounded like bone on bone. Like to the point where I couldn't even stand to hear it. It was gut-wrenching. But she only did it the one time, and I was like, oh, she's going to vomit, and I kicked her back outside. Thought she was getting ready to hurl. So I left her outside for a couple hours, and then I went to go let her back in, and she had the shoestring slobber. She's a yellow lab. It was shoestring slobber all the way to the ground on both sides.
Oh, wow.
Thick. And and I thought, my God, am I not up to date on your shots? What's wrong with you? And so I brought her in the house, and she was shivering, shaking really bad. And so I thought, did you get hit by a car or something? Is your jaw broken? Is it dislocated? I tried to give her a little snack, and she couldn't chew it. So it's like, took her to the vet, got her in the car by myself with this hurt arm, got her in the vet, got her there, and they had to sedate her, and she's terrified. So I'm singing to her from Charlotte's Web in case it was the last memory if she never woke back up, because I didn't know what was wrong. And I didn't even make it out of the parking lot. And they called me and they said, she has a bone about this long.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw you hold up the bone.
She had a bone stuck in between her jaws up into the tissue. And so when she would open her mouth and then close her mouth, it was truly bone on bone. It was scraping her teeth, and it was up in the hinge of the bone.
Oh, that was a big bone too.
Yes. And so when I went to go pick her up the next day, because I had to keep her overnight because she was sedated, and they gave her some heavy duty antibiotics and everything. When I got there, the vet tech says, it looks to me, she's holding the vial. She says, it looks to me like
I remember commenting on this.
She says, it looks like a chicken bone. So you might want to be careful what you feed the dog. And I was like, been coming here 8 years. I'm a vegetarian, and I won't be feeding the dogs chicken bones. We don't give our dogs any bones. So we have determined it's either one of the goats that are back in the berry pile, and Papa Jim's going to go check that out tomorrow, because our animals die here naturally, and then we've got like a graveyard that they go to, and it's very possible that something dug something up, or she might have dug something up, or a deer. But I found the whole rib. It's a rib this long.
Wow.
And it's this thin.
And
it's just the whole rib. And I wouldn't have even known that, except when I got her back from the vet. I pulled up in the driveway and got out, and I found the rest of the bone laying right there. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, I think I commented on that. I said, maybe time to pile some big old rocks over the
well, it's got stuff on top of them. Oh. It does. I'm talking, it's got 10. Anytime we have storms, blow through or an outbuilding falls down, all of that goes on top of the pile. And I don't think we've put anything in the pile for well over a year. So something's dug something up out there, and Papa Jim's going to have to go check that out. But so I was thankful that she got to come home. She's still a little out of it a little bit. I think just because she hadn't eaten well for a couple days and it was an ordeal for her. But I was so pleased that I rushed her right in at the end of the day. They found out right away what it was. She had to be sedated, stayed the night, all this other stuff. She got her shots, rabies, and all of her other shots that she needed to get up to date on and everything, $200. That's all it was. I wouldn't have had a bill like that where we lived before. It would have been $1,500 minimum.
Whew. Wow, my vet bills haven't been that
where
bad.
I used to live? It's over $1,000 now to euthanize an animal.
Wow.
And they charge you extra if you want to stay with your animal. You want to stay with your dog as it's having to be put down, you have to pay an extra $100 to be there.
When I had to put down my cat, it was an emergency after hours vet, and it cost me $350, and that's without getting like her ashes or anything like that. That was a cat I had for 10 years, and I couldn't afford it, so I couldn't get her ashes. When we had to put Bo down, the dog that we took on foster to adopt. I mean, I was planning to keep him as long as he fit in. But we found out the next day, the day after we took him in, I was like roughing him up, like, "Oh, hey, buddy," and I felt right in the hollow of his shoulder a mass. And I'm like, "Oh no!" Now the people that surrendered him said he was 6. The rescue said, "We think he's got to be like 8 or 9," and the vet said he's 12 if he's a day. And yeah, he had cancer. It was very aggressive. We're talking, it went from this big to the length of my hand in about 3 weeks. And the medicine that the vet put him on, she put him on pretty heavy dose of prednisone, and that shrunk it quite a bit, and it kept it at bay. We decided we were just going to give him medication to keep him comfy and happy, and he was going to stay with us for the rest of his life.
Right.
Which was about 5 months. So he was on prednisone, an antihistamine, because the mast cells give off histamine, which makes him itchy. So he kept like itching and ripping them open, which was not fun. So that helped. And then we had to give him Pepsid because the medication would make him, all, acidy and all that stuff. So cheap medication. Like the prednisone was like $15 a month, thank God. And then it's just Benadryl and Pepsid, which is cheap. So he was with us for about 5 months, and then we took him to the vet to have him, let him rest when the time came. And that jerk, by then he hadn't been able to jump onto my bed since about 3 or 4 weeks after we got him. So I was lifting him up, but no matter what, he would try to jump down on his own, like before I could get to him. Like as soon as I'd start to get up, he'd like be like, "Oh, we're going somewhere," jump and crash on the floor. Well, we're heading out the door to go to the vet, our last ride. He jumps off the bed as usual, crashes to the floor. We get to the vet's office, and I take him down out of the car, and I notice one of his legs is all swollen. The jerk, on the way to sleep, broke his leg.
Oh,
It's like insult to injury.
Yeah.
But they let us go in and be with him, despite, COVID protocols and all that, because my daughter had worked there for the last year as like an unpaid intern. She was, this particular vet's office was attached to our local tech high school. And my daughter has been going there for the last 4 years in their vet science program. So her senior year, she worked in the vet's office. And I could pay for the visit to have him, have him put down. And I was really sad because I couldn't afford his ashes. I mean, I'd only had this dog for 5 months, but he was the sweetest, one of the best dogs I've ever owned. Next dog I get has to be some sort of like cattle dog or cattle dog mix because he was amazing. Well, I get a call the next day from the vet's office, and they said, your daughter's worked here for the last year, and she's worked so hard for us, and we know, um, you know, you've been bringing Bo here since you got him, and we know how much you've cared for him, and taking him in the first place was so wonderful. So we're going to pay for his ashes.
Mm,
We took up a collection from everybody who works here, and we paid the company for his ashes.
that was nice of them.
So it was the sweetest, nicest thing. But yeah, it would have been like $250 for that. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I called Papa Jim when I had to run her in. And I tell you that man, sometimes when you get a good one. And he called me back after I told him I was running her in and I didn't know what was wrong with her. And he called me back like I wasn't even there yet. And he says, you tell them, I don't care what it is. They saved that dog. I don't care if I have to open a credit card. I don't care if I have to pull the money out of the cupcake for our trip. She's a good dog, and whatever they need to do, you get it fixed. Okay.
Aww.
And thankfully, it wasn't something terrible.
Right.
But I really was worried that maybe when I let her out, maybe she got too close to the road, and because jerks will swerve. And
Yeah.
I didn't know, or if maybe she ran down into the field and the donkey kicked her. I just wasn't sure what was wrong with her. But she's okay. She's okay.
Thank goodness it was just easy.
Oh, but even if they would have had to do surgery, Papa Jim would have paid for it to get it done. But no more rib bone. She's on it's funny because I had a couple comments on that Facebook post, and somebody says, well, we give our dogs carrots for treats. It's like, I didn't give her a rib bone for a treat.
She found it.
she found it. We live on 5 acres. Who knows what's out there? Sometimes they're dragging around a raccoon or a possum. I can't stop that. But treat suggestions. It's like it's not that I gave her a big long rib bone for a treat. We did. My mother gave one of our dogs a rib one time though, and she thought it was a treat, and it was deadly.
This one inhaled an entire half a chicken, bone and everything.
Oh,
look at her.
No.
She's so proud. She's so proud. She has a stomach like a trash compactor. This one. She is a garbage disposal.
I got really nervous one time, and I'm going to tell you guys this so you know what to do in case it happens. We had a corn feast here one night because here in Iowa we grow the corn, and we have when the sweet corn is ready to go, there's all these roadside stands, and you stop and you get a couple dozen of ears of corn, and you boil up all this corn, and that's dinner. We'll get together, play games. We'll be out in the summer kitchen, and you just cook up a whole bunch of corn, and you eat corn and play games and talk and play music and everything, and we'll just have corn. And one day the dogs ate the corn cobs. Like they didn't chew on the corn, like they ate the corn cobs. And the corn cobs, just so that you guys know, if you ever have anything like this happen, when an animal eats the corn cob, it can be very detrimental because it soaks up moisture and they'll get dehydrated, and then they get blockage, and then the results are very bad. So if you have an animal that eats a corn cob and you need to get that taken care of, you soak a piece of bread in olive oil and let them eat the olive oil bread, and that'll slick them right up, and that'll help that corn cob get out.
Interesting.
And they don't care that it's, they want to eat the bread. But don't wait to find out if there's a blockage, then do it. If you notice that the dog's eating a corn cob, then give them the bread so it can start working right away. But like if you've got a dog that has a blockage, you don't know what's happened, feed him some olive oil on a bread. So that was a really neat thing to learn about. I never would have thought of that one.
Interesting. I'll file that one away because, again, trash compactor. She'll eat anything.
Yeah. Hey, Paul's Green Space, you're back. We're still here. I know. I'm still yammering. Having a good time and excited. Ooh, let me check my numbers. I don't think it's going to go up anymore tonight. I think I've had my fun. Yeah, it's holding steady. We're just holding steady. It's good. It's good.
We're gonna hope that YouTube doesn't.
And if they do, because when I go to bed tonight, I'm just going to anticipate that that's what I'm going to wake up to in the morning.
Yep, that's what I did too.
Is I'll be back down below, but I can attain it again. So I'm not going to worry about it. But I did want to come up and just kind of have some fun and go live. And I still have all 3 channels watching. You're just busy at work. Thank you, Marlene. It's much appreciated. And see, like YouTube Studio, I don't know how quickly it updates my watch hours.
Yeah, it's a couple days behind.
That's
But
what I was wondering.
I feel like YouTube like randomly just won't update for a few days and then it throws a few in. It drives me nuts. I think at this point I'm probably closer to like 450, but right now it says 500 on the dot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine hasn't moved all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's going to be behind. We know the numbers go back down and then back up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then maybe back down. I know. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just listening, says Paul, while I'm working around my yard. It is 9:45 here and the wind is howling.
Yeah, we got wind here, like rattling the windows and like making the house shake.
Yeah, my curtains are blowing by over at this window over here. It's funny because for those of you who have gone up on a live stream like this, and Danny can attest this, like if I want to point at Danny, my brain tells me I need to point at Danny, but it's the opposite direction.
It is. It's that way.
You have to, it's like the mirror thing. And I got to go this way to point to Danny. Mm-hmm. So the other day I was live,
I did
right?
wrong too. I went that way. No.
The other day I was live and I'm talking to people. I'm like going, oh man, the wind is blowing in my windows. And I was like, in that window. And I'm like this, when really, Danny, you're missing it.
Sorry.
I'm like this. I'm like, the wind. How do I point to tell you where the wind is blowing in my window? And it's like, I'm looking at the window. All I have to do is point at the window.
They can't.
You guys don't care where it is. But I'm like sitting here going, the window. And it's like, and it dawned on me right in the middle of me saying it, going, duh. All I have to do is point at the window. It's right there.
They don't know.
Oh, just keep working at it, Paul. And since I've been here, I haven't had the chance to go over and visit your house. So let me write it down. Just be patient. Be patient. It will happen in little increments, and it's okay. Just don't give up. Don't give up, Paul. Steady as she goes, says Kate. Absolutely. No crying allowed on my channel, Paul. No crying. Positive stuff. So I'm gonna do a thing. Like Danny knows some of my stories. Danny knows some of my stories, like, the space shuttle story. And she's like, see?
Do I know the space shuttle story?
See? Or maybe the shark story. See? This is why. This is proof positive right here. I have shared those stories so many times, but I do it during coffee chat times when people are at work or doing other things. They don't get to hear them.
I've been on some coffee chats, but since I got my new jobs in September, I haven't been able to be on many coffee chats. Although my new job, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. So I might catch some coffee chats.
We'll have to do a pajama party imbibing. I don't know that I can imbibe now that I'm diabetic. I don't know that I can imbibe. Oh my God, I found low carb chocolate milk the other day. It was like a dream. Anyways, I tell my stories during my coffee chat times. And I was talking to Gail Southern Living when she came up on one of my lives, and she said that I had inspired her to share some of her stories. So we were talking back and forth. She goes, I don't know what to call it. And then she said Gail's Tales. And we were both like, oh, that's perfect. Gail's Tales. So she does her Gail's Tales now, and she shares her stories. And So I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, oh, something blah, 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 the space shuttle story. And they're like, I don't think I've heard that. It's like, I've shared it a million times. And it made me realize not everybody can hear the stories in the coffee chat. So I need to record the stories, which I had thought about doing before when I shared the story about the punch bowl. Just say yes.
Punch bowl sounds familiar.
And this was months ago. I was like, do I just tell the story or do I read the story the way I have it written in my blog? So I've decided I'm going to go back and I'm going to share my stories, and I'm going to do them like stories and actually record it. So it's a recordable, consumable content, because people aren't going to go back and watch the coffee chats. That's kind of a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do it as consumable content. And then when somebody says, what shark story? I can say, oh, there's a video. There's a video about the shark story. You gotta go watch the video about the shark story, instead of saying it's somewhere in a live somewhere during a coffee chat 4 months ago. I don't know.
Yep.
So trying to come up with my name now. And I was going to go with amusing mama moments, because mama musings. But Papa Jim and I, we were driving home from going in town today. And I think I want to kind of go with something like Mama Says. Well, Mama said, Mama says, you know, water boy, Mama
Yep.
says it's his mandala oblongata. So I thought Mama Says would be fun. But I'm looking for names, guys. I'm looking for names for my story time. Maybe it just should be Mama's story time.
Could be.
Mama stories. Mama's. I can't do tales because it's Gail's tales.
I don't know. I didn't even name my channel.
You didn't name this channel right here?
I did not name this channel.
Who named that channel for you?
I put it up on Facebook and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm thinking I might actually, because I started sharing my garden stuff by just like taking a billion pictures and putting them up, each with a caption of what was going on. And then I took a couple of videos that I put on Facebook, and I'm like, maybe I could start a YouTube channel and turn it into a thing. I'm like, guys, if I started a YouTube channel, what should I call it? And then like everybody gave me a million suggestions, and somebody said Wicked Awesome Gardening, because it's Bostonian thing, Wicked Awesome Gardening. I'm like,
there it is.
That's it. My one stroke of genius was naming my theater company. Dramatically incorrect.
Oh, that's cute.
And for a company that does things like, probably nobody in this chat will know what this is, but like the Star Kid musicals, Rocky Horror, nobody knows Star Kid, and you should, because it's hilarious. But yeah, it just fits us very, very well. We're a very diverse group, various gender identities, orientations, races. Like we're a very, very diverse group, and that really works for us. So
now, two things made me think of this. One was just being the theater group, and the other being that you like things that I like, Rocky Horror. Have you seen, or do you like, or I even don't even know how to say this appropriately, is have you seen anything yet about Afterlife with Ricky Gervais?
No, you know what it is? I don't know if I've really ever been a huge Ricky Gervais fan.
I haven't either, why. But that show is brilliant and funny and raw. But gosh, I enjoyed it. I really, really did. And they have a little theater group in there. It is a hodgepodge of misfits.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you said you have different, not misfits, but you know what I mean? There's different representations.
We refer to ourselves as we are misfit toys, and we enjoy it very, very much.
I'm a misfit toy. I'm a square peg in a round hole. But gosh, I love that show. And I'm not a big BBC fan or Ricky Gervais fan. Mm-hmm. But boy, that's a good show. That's a really good show. So that was a guilty pleasure I don't know, last month. It's not this month. I don't have time this month. But, and how are all of your seedlings going?
They are going well. As per usual, my broccoli and basically all my brassicas are getting super leggy despite being right up on the lights and having a fan. I don't know why this happens every year, but this year they are considerably less leggy. They don't look like they're going to just fall over and die. So I'm gonna keep on and just plant them nice and deep.
There you go. There you go. I'm actually, today was the first day I actually felt excited about the possibility of starting a garden again. So
Yay!
I just wasn't into it when I got sick last year. And then it's like right now there's snow and I'm going to get more snow and just not into it yet. And I've had several, somehow I don't know. Shouldn't say somehow, the chickens are getting in the garden. And right now I'm like, why bother? Cause I know whatever I plant, they're going to get. And my last attempt at keeping them out has caused some issues. So I can't do that again. Your veggie garden is going great. Oh, good, Paul. That's good. That's good. Your computer was being a doofus, says Kate. I've just got the white picket fence and then the garden on the other side, and they were flying over and getting in. So I did this whole contraption of like a spider web of fishing line so that my turkeys wouldn't fly in, because that was the big issue last year was the turkeys. Well, I went out to go open the coop the other day and I had a turkey. She was wearing that fishing line like a harness and was just like stuck on the fence.
Oh no.
Wrapped around both wings. So I had to run and get something to cut it with and cut her loose. And I can't do the fishing line again next year. So, but I've got the thinking cap on. That's why earlier Papa Jim said he was just going to go to bed before I start thinking too many things to get projects going here.
Chicken wire over the top?
Oh no, I've got a whole new plan.
Oh. We'll have to see that in a video.
Yes, I will be sharing that content. I've got a neat, we're filming a neat video tomorrow. And everybody right now is, all upset about the inflation going on. And yes, it's bad. And food prices are going up. So we're going to be hitting that content tomorrow about some things. But there's a lot of use of the word hyperinflation right now. I don't think people really fully understand what hyperinflation is. And that was thrown around today somewhere on a channel that I've never seen before. And so Papa Jim said, well, why don't you look it up and see what, exactly hyperinflation is. So I don't have it written down up here, but here's the gist of what hyperinflation did to Hungary after World War II. And I just took a random number. So for a loaf of bread, I just put in my calculator $2.49 for a loaf of bread. So inflation is over a period of time, and it might take you a long time to recover. Hyperinflation is like it happens in hours. So if this is a hypothetical, if a loaf of bread in Hungary cost $2.49 in 1943 on Monday, Tuesday that same loaf of bread was over $5,000. Wednesday that loaf of bread was over $2 million because their inflation rate was 150,000% every 15 hours.
Wow.
And that's why the whole economy collapsed. So I'm going to have different facts and stuff. I don't want to give too much away, but I've done a lot of research on it today. And I think it's going to be a pretty interesting video. So yes, we're experiencing inflation and things are crazy, but it's like Eric and Monica said the other day, just don't believe the hype. And so I'm going to go with don't believe the hyperinflation. I don't think it'll happen, but we're definitely going to be hurting for a while. But so that's what I'm going to do tomorrow is do that video. My back's starting to hurt.
My video that I'm all excited about is seed starting hacks to ignore.
Oh.
Yeah, because I hate these when I see them like start your seeds in a cake cone. No.
In a what?
Do it in a cake cone.
What's a cake cone? Oh, okay. An ice cream cone.
Yeah. Not just like the regular hard ones, but like the ones that are like,
Yeah.
yeah. Start your seeds in those. Can
I've
you see the
never heard of it.
problems here already? Or like
I love the
supplementing an
one.
eggshell.
I tried eggshells. It didn't work.
Yeah, or using peat pots. I hate those. I have my hatred
I
for
hate the
peat pots is
one
infinite.
where it says you can take the top of your carrot and grow a new carrot.
Oh, I'm
No,
doing a video on that too.
you'll grow more greens,
Yep.
but you won't grow a new carrot. Can I ask a favor, please? I just posted a video of a big spider, and I'm not sure what type it is. Could you share it and try to help me find the species? You're going to ask a possible arachnophobe
Oh,
to
nope. Okay. Have you seen the video? I mean, the stories going around about this like humongous 3-inch like parachuting spider that's supposed to be spreading all over the East Coast?
No.
I'm terrified. I would show you
Yeah,
pictures, but
can't do stuff like
you'd
that.
be freaking me out as much. Yeah.
Okay, so let me go over to Paul's. I'm not going to pull it up though, Paul, because we do have arachnophobes, me included. You should see me with my weirdness.
So I thought I would show you this, just a little funny bit. You talked about my Rocky Horror performance. And I said it is somewhere on YouTube. And I did share it with Alicia, and I'm not sharing it with most people, but I will give like a quick little like, there's Danny on stage. There's Janet
Oh,
Weiss.
as Janet. Yes, I do need to watch it. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me.
It's very fun, and some of it is very bad, but some of it is very good.
Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to go back over to Paul's real quick. And he, oh God. First of all, I need to know, Paul, is it alive or dead? Oh, it's alive. Okay.
Oh God. October a couple of years ago, I was like, I had to take a picture and post online, like, what is this spider? And somebody goes, that's a male black widow. And I was freaking out until I looked them up and I realized male black widows are not poisonous. But it was still huge.
Well,
And
this one moved and obviously made me jump. Paul, I don't know that much about spiders, but if I were going to guess off the top of my head, and I don't know your location and what is prevalent in your area, but my looking at it, I'm just going to say a wolf spider. Looks like a wolf spider to me. I'm not going
those
to
can
be
get big.
I'm not going to be oh God, it's still I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to get out of the screen. Paul, you're killing me. Okay. Yeah, Paul, you like a lot of bugs there, buddy. You got a lot of bug stuff. What bug is this? What fly is this? What spider is this? Yeah. No. Mama, don't do that. Mama, don't play that game. There was this, I don't know if Danny had heard this one or not, but one time when we lived in California, I had just gotten out of the shower or something, and I'd gone into the bedroom, and I don't know where my robe was, but I had purchased a robe for Jim, but he hardly ever wore it. And I'm just going to grab his robe. I'm going to put his robe on. So as I'm putting my arm through the hole of the robe and it comes out the other end, my hand is covered in really fine silk, a whole layer of beautiful, fine, like the stuff that they have out, at Halloween.
Oh.
And I'm looking at my hand. It's like, what is that?
Oh no.
What is that? And so I'm still trying to figure out what it is. I walk out of the room into the living room. We had this tiny little house. And Jim's on the couch, and I go, what is this? And he's like this. He goes, don't move. And yeah, right. Don't move. So I can see his line of vision is to my shoulder. And out of the corner of my eye, there was a wolf spider about this big, looked like a baby tarantula,
Oh my God.
sitting on my shoulder. And he says, "Don't move." And of course, I'm sitting there going, "Ah!" trying not to move, but having the heebie-jeebies. Ah, get it. And he jumped up and he swatted it off my shoulder and he stomped on it. And of course, as soon as I was in the clear, I'm out. I'm shedding off I don't even know if I had anything on her. It was just a blah, and I'm running through the house going, "Woo!" I had to call my mother. I was like so traumatized. I had to call my mother and, oh my God. And I'm still traumatized. And then I saw that. Paul, shame on you making me look at that.
I had this apartment in Vermont, and I came out one day and I looked up, and the top of the porch, the underside of like the top of the porch, covered in spiders and egg sacs and just, and they were everywhere and building wet. I'm like, oh my God, it's like spider apocalypse. And my husband was like, well, you're gonna have to knock them down. And I'm like, me? No, this is what I have you here for. And he's like,
Exactly.
well, I'm not doing it. It's not bothering me. You wonder why he's an ex-husband. So yeah, I went out and I was with a board and knocking them down and freaking out like, oh my God, they're falling in my hair. Yeah.
I have an idea that Paul's down in Australia. Paul, are you in Australia? I think you might be in Australia, mate. And then I wanted to say what Pure Pondering said about the spiders go outside to do their work. And yes, because I had a big spider in my room a few months ago and I had to sit there and watch it all day long to make sure that it didn't crawl down from the corner where it was and go into the mask for my CPAP. Because wouldn't that be horrible?
Oh,
Isn't that a nightmare to turn your CPAP on and have that airflow and there's a spider in the tube? So I had to watch it to make sure that it did not get anywhere near the bed until Papa Jim got home. And he got up there with a mason jar and a piece of paper and he took it outside and we put it out by the walnut tree so it was not harmed.
Yeah, see, I like spiders outside.
Yeah.
I like spiders. I love spiders in my garden. Like, I don't love them in my rooms.
I don't. Yeah, she's looking around.
Well,
I don't.
you know what? So when I moved in here, there were spider webs in all over every room up here, and they've been up here for so long they're covered in dust. And yeah, so like even looking up, I took a broom and swept all of these ceilings, but I'm looking up and still seeing old spider webs here.
Yeah, I just looked up and I see one blowing. That's how much the wind's blowing. That directly above my head, there's this little spider web that's doing this up there.
I would have wind going through this room because the windows are really old, but we have plastic really tight over all the windows.
Yeah, we didn't plastic these, but the wind's definitely going through this little old 1902 farmhouse pretty good. Yeah, spiders and scorpions do not belong in the house. And I've lived in houses that have had both spiders and scorpions. No, thank you.
I've been lucky enough to avoid scorpions living in New England.
Yeah, no, when we lived in
North
California,
Carolina.
I went to go pick up laundry to put laundry into the washing machine, and there was a little baby scorpion. It's like, yeah, I'm done. I wasn't done. We had the spiders. I wasn't done. We had the scorpions. I wasn't done. We had the snakes. We had the coyotes at this one particular place we were living. I wasn't done. However, we took the kids camping, and while we were gone, the hose fitting for the washing machine, for the water, whatever, inlet, whatever, outlet, I don't know, came off. So water was just pouring into the laundry room for the 3 days we were gone. And somebody sent out the memo to all the toads in the tri-state area, and they all converged on that little trailer we were renting. We were renting a mobile home on 40 acres while we were waiting for our house to be built somewhere else. And we walked in, and have you ever seen the statues of like the toad with the toad with the toad, and they get smaller as they go up?
Yep.
In the entire house,
Oh my
in the
God.
kitchen, in the living room, in the bedrooms, in the laundry room, everywhere were toads on top of each other.
How did they
Hundreds
get
of
in?
toads. Well, it was an old mobile home on 40
Oh,
acres.
okay.
It was
All right. All
just,
right. Wow.
and you would pick up a toad to put it outside, and they would scream and pee. So we
I
have
know
all
they
these
pee, but I've never heard them
screaming
scream.
toads. Huh?
I know they pee when you pick them up, but I never
Oh,
heard
they
them
would
scream.
scream. Like, like how bullfrog, but it was a screaming sound.
Wow.
We got all the frogs out, and I looked at Papa Jim and said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Our house is nowhere near being close to being built, but we're moving back into town, and I will pay the higher rent to rent a house. I'm done living out here. So we found
Mhm.
another house. And we actually found a house whose backyard was just a few houses down from where our house was built. So we used to sneak over and look over the fence and watch our house be built. I've never seen that type of spider in my area before. It looks like a Sydney funnel web spider. They're the most poisonous spider in the world, I think. Yeah. Why would I know this? Why, Paul, would I? I think you set me up. I think you set me up to punk me, Paul. We get red back spiders and whitetail spiders and wolf spiders all the time in my area, says Paul. We have whitetail things here too. And I was driving home with Papa Jim today, and I
They're
was looking
prettier.
down at the creek, and there was a beautiful whitetail deer just standing there. I love seeing them.
Hmm.
With the dogs here, we don't get them on the farm as much as I'd like to, but I love it when I see them. I don't love it when my dog brings home a rib, though.
This is true.
It's very true. It's very true. So, all right, friend, it's 3.5 hours
I was about to say, I think I'm going to drop off because I'm about to drop off.
because you're going to drop off. I'm going to
Yeah.
go drop off, go take a Valium or something after the whole spider experience there over at Paul's.
Yeah.
And
I might go take a shot.
I'm before I go to sleep, I will, I'll do you, Danny, if you do me. And I will double check. I'll double check our quickie, and then I'll see if I might have to reschedule Major just
Yes.
because I can't do an afternoon delight with him. And I'm gonna take my weenie.
If you need to reschedule me,
I won't reschedule you because I remember that we discussed it, and Major's been a recent addition. I just didn't put it on my calendar, or I
I was
didn't
gonna
save
say
it.
if you wanted to reschedule me, it just wouldn't be next week because it's tech week for my show.
There you go.
So
My thing is I think when I told Major the 9:30 time, I think he said, so that's the next day at 3 a.m. here. And I'm like, oh no, I won't do that to you.
oh yeah,
Do that to you.
yeah.
So I need to find out his time.
Mhm.
And it's just going to take some wiggling negotiating. So good night, Danny, and thank you for joining me. I'm going to take you
Night.
down, and I'm going to say good night to everybody in the chat and be out of here by 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yes. All right. Good night to you. Good night to Colonel Mustard, and I'll start
I
doing
know
your
Frankenfurter didn't
wink,
win.
nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge. I got you, friend.
Bye.
Good night. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much for joining me for my big anticipation. I know somebody said that they were singing that. Was that you, Kate? You had it in your song. Danny and I were referring to Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show because he says, I know that you're filled with anticipation. So, but I like the Carly Simon song too. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's amazing that 3.5 hours later, I've got 9 people in the chat, but I am going to say good night and go make sure that Papa Jim and all of the doggies are tucked in. I'm going to tuck this little guy into bed. He's got big adventures coming up, and we will talk to everybody soon. Make sure you catch those videos coming out this week. And somebody will be having a quickie with Country Mama on Monday. Is it going to be Danny? Is it going to be the Major? Am I going to have an afternoon delight with the Major while my grandchildren are in the room and then have a quickie with Danny in the evening? Inquiring minds want to know. So make sure you tune in. Look for some notifications to come across, and we'll find out who's going to be the next quickie on my show. All right. Good night, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Bye. Not quite 3 minutes or 3 hours and 30 minutes on the dot, but close enough.